Alright, that should be going live. Maybe. Possibly. Potentially. World beater. How ya? How you doing? I'm gonna grab my tea while we take over the last minute till noon, because technically, I still have a minute. BRB. Tea. Need the stream tea or the stream will be bad because there's no tea. You know? Yeah, you know. Krezimir's here, Zep's here. How's everybody doing? I'm in my comfy pants after work. It's a good time to be alive. 12:01, let's do this. Left screen, come with me to the challenge. Hit the refresh if people wanted to check in. They had their time. Managed check-ins. Is anybody missing that has already talked to me? GGX Spartan, Crad Raccoon, Magic Yang. Really? Magic Yang and Crad Raccoon? I would assume that they'd be here. Strange. But we're on a tight schedule today. This waits for nobody! What? Who is it? Who's pinging me? Is it Crad Raccoon? No. Logic posted the video. Got it. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Process check-in results, quote-unquote, early, even though it's 1 minute after. Alright. I suppose I could have done this earlier. Darkland. Wait. No, come back. Gotta do maps. Gotta do maps for the first round at least, and then we get people going. Blasted Lands. Forest of Shadows. The Bloodfen. Those are good maps. Change that to best of 3 so people know what's going on. I'll change the rest later. Llama throwing out the Wololo. Thank you for the Wololo. Alright. Participants. Shuffle. 1, 2, 3. Make sure the clans don't fight each other, and make sure that World Beater does not get a bye. He did not. Son of the Mountain ODM. Zep is not ODM, I believe. Son of the Mountain Samarak. Matthew, myself, Golden Floof, Raced, and Geraldo. This seems legit. I don't really think I should get a bye, so I'm going to swap out with somebody. I'll fight somebody. I don't know. I don't want to hit shuffle again, though, because everything worked. Okay, I guess I'll just leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. I'm done. I'm leaving it alone. Find your opponent. Where the hell? We are live. Go, go. Alright. And then while they figure that shit out, I will finish these things. So best of 3. Compass Reach is always good. Compass Reach. Wastes of Corn. And I didn't do the maps beforehand because I was at work until about 15 minutes ago, and I threw some food in my body, and now we are here. So apologies for the jank, but also too bad. All right, best of 3, best of 3. Oh my god, there's another round. Oh, there's so many rounds. What haven't I used yet? Did I do Feasting Forests? No, but some people hate that one. Cursed Marshes is good. No one complains about that. Cursed Marshes. The Deadwood. Troll run. Done and done. Alright, tourney's all updated. Perfect. Quite the turnout, eh? 12 checking into Warhammer 3 tournament's actually pretty good. Pretty good for us. Especially when Turin's doing something at the same time, though I know he's doing Age of Mythology 4. I mean, I wish it was Age of Mythology 4. Age of Empires 4. Alright, who's before me? Zepp and Dactyr? That'd be a good one to spectate. At Zepp, at Dactyr, can I spectate? Also, because it flows directly into my match, so there's no awkwardness of, like, if I was casting Llama versus World Beater, and Zepp and Dactyr finished up in, let's say, a 2-game series, but this one's a 3-game, then presuming Dactyr wins, Dactyr's waiting for me to finish my shit up, so it's easier to just cast the game before me so it goes directly into me. As far as scheduling and logistics go. Shady Human Boy giving himself a bye? Of course. Matthew Coffin's here. This does seem like a hobby stream. Alright. Let me find a spectator slot, and then I have a thing to do. So the blocker is fine. Shift it up a little bit, because game 3 is different than game 2. I need to update the scorecards, and I now know Zepp will be on the left side. Zeppe! Wah, 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 Zeppe. I actually don't know if... They told me their nationality once, but I'm pretty 99.5% sure it's not French, but maybe I'm wrong. ODM le Dactyr! Alright. They're going to build their armies. They're going to do picks and bans. They're going to do all the good, fun stuff. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Because I was asked to do a favor for Matthew Coffin. And while I technically already did that favor, it was on a pretty low traffic stream. And I feel a little bit bad that it kind of got buried. There it is. So, Matthew Coffin, also known as Adoring Fan in Discord, I believe, I'm pretty sure that's you, has a friend, Solnovolinum, that streams occasionally. League of Legends, Warframe, Genshin Impact, other games like that. So if you're interested in checking out a new streamer and saying hi and that kind of thing, there's the spelling. You can pause the stream at this point and or the VOD and copy that down because it seems kind of hard to spell. What did I get notifications for? Flash sale! Oh my god, that's amazing. I don't understand Twitch stuff. Alright, boom. There's that one on a stream that doesn't suck. Because if you weren't around for the last stream, oh boy. We tried something new, survival mode, and let's just say that game mode was not ready to come out of the oven just yet. I have some more scheduling stuff to announce today. Well, not today. I'll probably announce it tomorrow because I've already done 3 pings today. Or did I only do 2? I did 1 for the video this morning. That's very important. Go check out that video, the one of Volkmar the Grimm's new voice actor. Yeah, it's a meme. Yeah, it's a comedy bit, but it took a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of emails back and forth. But we got real actors to audition for Volkmar the Grimm. It's enjoyable. It's great. Go check that out. Took a lot of effort. Anyway, so I pinged for that. I pinged for this tournament. So I'll set up next week's tournaments. There's some Coops wanted one in a North American friendly time zone, either on a weekend or a weeknight. So we got to do that. ODM's Zone wanted me to host another domination tournament because it's been a while. So we're thinking about that. And then I need to finish the Tabletop Simulator. I have the map and everything all set up. I just need to set a date for us to get on Tabletop Simulator and finish the space game. So next week is going to be busy. Next week's going to be full of exciting, original, innovative content. Some Warhammer 2, some Warhammer 3, some Tabletop Simulator. Maybe some of it shirtless. You don't know. You don't know unless you show up. That's what I have. All right. Looks like we have Khorne Kislev to start off. It's the new moon. I see. Why did you put me on that screen blocker without my consent? Sorry, Larry. Sorry. It was just a good picture of you. It was more like survival mode for the viewers. Embrace the pings on me. Do it 3 more times. Do it. Hey, Zypher. Yeah, I officially joined ODM, and there's no part of that that's a meme. There's no part of that that's a meme. Push-up challenge again, then? I could. I need to figure out something to do. I'm currently doing a Command & Conquer run-through of all the campaigns, and I'm really enjoying that, personally. But I am trying to power through it, because I like doing a lot of different stuff, but I do want to finish this Command & Conquer stuff. The thing about it that sucks is that the games are so old, as the first Nod stream for Tiberian Sun showed. The streams are so old, I actually have to download an emulator to play them. Even though I have the disc. But, like, the games are just too old that they don't work. Dactor says they're going to give us some fan service, so let's see. Oh, hell yeah, dude! Don't lie. We know you can't cheat on Murph. You're an LS lover. Oh, I see. I see how it is. Also, we have Skull Crushers. That is some tea. It's not delicious, it just is. It's fine. But it has caffeine in it, which I need. Alright. Alright. Red Alert 3 communists always get a chuckle out of me. Zep's hopping out. See you in a bit. So for Dactor, we have 4 Flesh Hounds of Khorne. No, 3 and 1 Chaos Warhound. We have 2 Skull Crushers. These are the anti-large armor-piercing Cav of Khorne, not the Blood Crushers, which are the anti-infantry variant. We have 4 Chaos Warriors of Khorne plus 1 Bloodletter. We have a Herald of Khorne on his own little Anger Rhino with Locus of Wrath, and then the Revel and Slaughter. So a lot of the buffs for the double Skull Crushers if he runs alongside them. Plus we have a Foot Cultist with a summon. Good for you, buddy. On the other side, for the Kislevite dogs, we have Cossars with spears, triple Streltsy, that's pretty interesting actually, double armored Cossar, a light horse lad, another light horse lad, a Patriarch, the Warbears, and to finish it off, an Ice Witch of Ice with the Heart of Winter. Yeah, pretty sure it's the Heart of Winter. There we go. Heart of Winter, Guardian Call, and Snowflake Pendant. Cool. I don't know how I feel about the double light war sleds. It's 2,200 gold, and after the repeated patches of nerfs against them, I don't think they're particularly great. They're okay. But I'm worried they're not going to do much here, especially against these Skull Crushers and Flesh Hounds. So I think the Khorne build's pretty good against what Kislev brought. Matthew Coffin, that's a take. That is a take. I like it. Alright, T1 has been consumed. There are still 2 Ts next to me, but those are for later. Meanwhile, Khorne infantry starts moving. Looks like their flanks have been moving a little bit more, trying to get involved somewhere. Now, we've talked about this on stream before, but when you have chariot pressure on your infantry, you need to keep your Flesh Hounds and or cavalry at least portions of them behind your infantry to discourage your opponent from cycle charging them, because if they charge in, your high mass armor piercing units need to be right on top of their light war sleds and punish that incursion. So force them to just use their muskets, which are good, but not as nearly as effective as them charging in and out of your infantry. And you can see Dactor's doing a pretty good job of measuring his response. Now, you could send some of your stuff around wide if you wanted to and keep some things back to punish the light war sleds if they charge in like they are now. But it looks like Dactor in general is just taking a very slow approach. The entire Kislev army is ranged focused except for these 2 armored Kossars. Again, all his Kislev soldiers are hybrid, but the armored Kossars are more melee than they are ranged, and everything else is more ranged than it is melee. So Khorne will have a pretty good time if you can get into melee combat. Here's exactly why you keep your Fleshhounds of Khorne behind your infantry, ready to pounce, because they get on top of the light war sleds, and it's very hard for Kislev to peel them off. Archers are taking some pot shots, getting a little bit of damage, and the Fleshhounds will run away. But overall, that was an okay trade for them. I think maybe a little bit of healing was used from the Patriarch onto the light war sled. I think. Khorne warriors have stalled out for a moment. Looks like they're just stopping, considering how they want to approach this. Meanwhile, Fleshhounds of Khorne on the far side run away from the Kossars of Spears. Just don't feel like getting poked for free right now. Fleshhounds are surprisingly good at killing chariots, as they should be, because otherwise Khorne would have a very hard time. Skullcrushers are not a common pick. I've recently been liking them more and more, but they are extremely expensive and they are risky, and Fleshhounds are just an easier thing to go with. Light War Slide's charging it again, and they do not want to fuck around with these Skullcrushers at all. They can't afford to get caught here, and it does look like they'll pull away before they get a solid charge on the Chaos Warriors. The Fleshhounds of Khorne are back on top of them, going to do a little bit of poke damage, but also try and slow them down, so maybe the Skullcrushers could come up, but no, it doesn't look like the Skullcrushers want to come into this Kislevite range at all. Dactor is setting up a surround, is why his Chaos Warriors have stopped. He wants to get a full flank on, and I could see the argument for that. Full flank is usually quite good. Here, I don't know how much it's going to matter, because dogs are pretty abysmal at taking out any of the Kislevite troops. Kossars or Spears will trade well into the Fleshhounds, considering, because they have that anti-large. And the Chaos Warhounds have huge difficulties with armor, so they can't really touch any of these Streltsy or armored Kossars. They can only hit the Kossars with Spears. Skullcrushers of Khorne are committing to the backfield, and just as a Heart of Winter is going to start coming out, I wonder if they'll run away or if they're just going to tank it. They do not have the match resist some of their fellows do. And they now get collapsed on by the Patriarch, who pops the 40 melee attack buff for the Warbear Riders and the double light war sleds and these Kossars of Spears. There's so much anti-large in this area that the Skullcrushers are going to immediately get dumpstered and pushed out. Meanwhile, the Bloodletters on the advance have been shot by everybody, and they are also dying. So Khorne took some pretty nasty damage in the early trades, but now we will see if it is all worth it as the melee infantry start getting involved. Streltsy are going to crumble under the weight of the Skullcrushers and the Chaos Warriors of Khorne. Meanwhile, the armored Kossars are doing their best to hold the front line. Chaos Warhounds and Fleshhounds are helping to fight the Kossars with Spears, doing pretty good damage, but they themselves are about to rout as the Ice Witch has been helping. Fleshhounds tear apart the Kossars with Spears, and they will now refocus onto the Streltsy before they get shot too much. And Dactor is rocketing up in the damage value, catching right back up to Kislev after what was a disastrous early approach. That'll happen when you're Khorne. You really need to wait till you get into the fight. Warbear Riders now caught idle as they fight some Fleshhounds as the Skullcrushers get a side charge onto them. You will see the Warbear Riders get chunked out. I think they trade about even with Skullcrushers in a normal matchup, but with a Horn of Khorne active, giving them plus 24 melee attack, they are really chomping through these Warbear Riders. And the Patriarch might have to come back in here and throw a heal down, otherwise his precious Warbears will get heading for the hills. Khorne's falling behind in the balance of power. I think that's a little ambitious as the damage value is almost evened back up. We have Snow Leopard Summon fighting on the front line. Meanwhile, Streltsy and Kossar Spears are getting routed every which way you look. Meanwhile, the Skullcrushers of Khorne are losing just so many chariots and single entities all fighting them. It looks like we are going to get a rear charge here from the Skullcrushers, but they do abandon that after considering their options. Fleshhounds bounce out to fight more Kossars with Spears, and Chaos Warriors are fighting the Streltsy. So what's left? A Snow Leopard Summon that's about to dissipate. Really, for Kislev, all that's left is the double chariots, the Patriarch, and the Warbears with the Ice Witch. So the single entities and chariots. And for Khorne, it's some haggard-ass infantry, a Herald, some Chaos Warriors that are wounded, and the remnants of their cavalry and dogs. So I do think Kislev is probably going to clinch this one out. Probably. Because there's just so much healing that coming from the Patriarch still. How are the light war sleds on models? 4 and 4. Yeah. So they're at full combat effectiveness. Chaos Warhound's going to take a charge with the Warbear Riders, sacrificing themselves to keep the Skull Crushers safe. And the Skull Crushers, their part, look like they are trying to tee off onto light war sleds. They will get intercepted by the Patriarch. And now the light war sleds are coming over. Skull Crushers take the charge and do massive damage. The Warbear Riders have been protecting these frickin' chariots all game, but if the Skull Crushers can finally get onto them, they do a lot of work. You see these guys are getting chunked down. Haven't lost a model just yet, but as we say that, the Skull Crushers of Khorne are going to break yet again. Now some Chaos Warriors are piling in. There's no halberds here. These are basic Chaos Warriors. They don't have the armor pierce. They don't have the anti-large. And the light war sleds are still at 7 out of 8 models, even with that low of health. And they are getting towards Battle Hymn, plus passive healing from the Patriarch as long as they're next to him. Fleshhounds and Skull Crushers over here trying to fight the Ice Witch, but it looks like they're just walking with her instead of attacking her. Which is pretty bad. They're just walking alongside her, having their day. The balance power evened up for a bit, but as more Khorne units start to rout, they do fall a little bit further behind. Damage values have just about evened, but with all the healing the Patriarch's been providing, you need to be ahead of them on the damage value balance power to actually get anywhere, and being behind them is just not going to cut it, unfortunately. Herald of Khorne pops in. He's trying to fight this big old blob of units. And if he has some buffs for these Chaos Warriors, he does get their stats up to like 52 for melee attack. That's kind of nice. Ranged units of Kislev are trying to rally, but it's just not going to happen, and the Cultist of Khorne is a bit out of the fight. He will want to get over here as quickly as possible as Chaos Warriors continue to fight, but a Heart of Winter is going to end their hopes, and I think that'll probably send us into army loss territory once it takes full effect and kills off these 2 warriors. It was a decent little scrap. Skull Crusher's not attacking that Ice Witch when they had her surrounded and they just walked alongside her. It was pretty bad for Dactyr, unfortunately. Yeah. Light War Sleds charge into Chaos Warriors of Khorne actually take a lot of return damage, and even the Skull Crushers are going to charge into their side. I don't think it's going to change the course of the game, but they are doing a lot of damage to that Light War Sled, down to 1 model. So that unit is entirely gone. But the Ice Witch and the Patriarch themselves could probably solo the rest of this army. As I say that, though, the Chaos Cultist guy is kicking the shit out of this Ice Witch at the moment. As long as army losses doesn't hit, if you can keep getting good damage onto her, that'll keep army losses at bay. But to what end, I ask? To what end? As the Bears with the Patriarch all healing up, fighting the Herald of Khorne, and I have unfortunately relied on the Herald of Khorne one too many times in melee combat. He is more of a support guy than he is a melee carry, and he's about to show us that as he dies a horrific death. Light War Sled, 1 model, 4 models, with the healing cap that low, 1,400. Still at 4 models for that Light War Sled. Feels good. Cultists kick the shit out of the Ice Witch. He's now coming over here. My sis told me to watch you at times, so I do. Hi, Martin. Good to see you. See, hubby, I bring you more views. Thanks, Kiara. It's all over but the crying. Though I think they officially killed off one of the Light War Sleds, and this one's at 3 models, no HP, no ammunition. Some Chaos Warriors are hanging in there, and the Ice Witch's Unbreakable passive is gone, so if she ever gets hit again, she's probably going to break, shatter, or die. Who's messaging me on Discord? White Line? Was it White Line camping? Oh. It seems okay. Light War Sled loses another model. Cultist of Khorne is still fighting. Herald of Khorne is still fighting. Army losses is somehow being kept at bay. And the Patriarch is going to duel the Herald of Khorne. Herald of Khorne has better stats, but usually doesn't matter against the Patriarch. The Patriarchs just seem to do whatever they want, no matter what. All of the melee attack! 84 even for basic Khorne warriors, but it won't matter as army losses hits, and GG. Human Boy, I heard you say Gorgers were never that big of a deal in land battles. Could you expand upon that? Yes, in a second. Is it too late to join? Yes, Kiara, I'm sorry the tournament did start. I apologize. Streltsy, Kossars. Streltsy did okay. Light War Sleds did well. The Warbear Riders have been really making a comeback in the meta. Now that the heavy War Sleds don't insta-murder everything that's large, Warbear Riders are doing good work. All the infantry died horrifically. Herald with Corn honestly did fine. Skull Crushers, one of them did well, one of them did not. Cultists did great. Chaos Warriors did very well as well. Bloodletters got 0 value, they just got shot on the approach, and Flesh Hounds did excellently. All the dogs actually did quite good. Because Crumbling is a cool mechanic, Matthew Coffin. Yeah. Let me see something. Sorry, just typing to one of the players quick. Yeah. Alright, let me see. Wait, the blocker wasn't up the whole battle, was it? No, people would have told me that. That would be silly. Caradoc! It's been a while. Welcome back. Throwing away that Skull Crusher in the beginning caused Corn in the game? Maybe. I have to check white line stuff. Okay. So, as the dogs advance over here... So the white line is way the fuck far away, but the problem is this terrain that connects is the new white line. If you're wondering what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. It does connect to the cliff. Yeah. Technically, Kislev's too close to that white line. They should deploy more to the right. Okay. Point taken. Replay this. Because I knew the white line was pretty far away on the map, but I didn't really realize the cliff was right there. I think we were casting from right next to the cliff, so we couldn't see it. Alright, I forgot what I was doing for a second. Spectate, 1, 2, 3. Done. Alright, I'll go blocker back up. Okay. Does it matter when another unit is fulfilling the attack rule? Yeah, being too close to the white line means he can't flank without being hit. It happens. Yep. Sorry. He wants a replay. If that's alright. Technically, you were too close because of the cliff. Sorry, mate. There. So yeah, he was too close. We'll probably go back and do it. As an opponent brought one. So there's a question about the board game. And then I did not forget about the chat thing, the gorgeous thing. I'm coming back. Don't you worry. Actually, opponent bought one. One is left in the arena. In the same place. They have to be in the same place. So if I had 3, mine would be 8, 8. But if I had 1 and Arena had 2, mine is 2, 2. Arena is 4, 4. Okay. And randomly we lost the battle. Okay. It's definitely up the whole battle. Not picking Norska cost the game, so what's the problem? No benefit gain there, surely. Just imagine if there was a chat function to tell them in game. Yeah. I mean, being too close to the white line is being too close to the white line. It happens. You just do a replay and you get over it. Deleting chat was the dumbest decision. So, the Gorgers for Cold Ash's Nope. So in land battles, it was not a big deal in my opinion because there's also my bias to consider. I was a Cathay player, so I had Peasant Longspears for 350 gold, and I had Jade Halberds for 700 that were armored anti-large infantry, so I had tons of anti-large infantry all around, and I had cheap missiles and Peasant Archers, right? So you got to consider my bias, but I'll still make the case, even with that bias, that in land battles where if you're stalking, which is nice, but it's not critical, you have a stalking unit that only gets regen with Scraggly Slaughterer, who's an okay lord. He's fine. He's not incredible. He's fine. They have very low armor. They had very low melee defense, and they relied entirely on their regen, their speed, and like being able to 1v1 anything. But the problem with Gorgers, and this doesn't make them a bad unit. They got nerfed to shit. That made them kind of a bad unit these days. But the problem with Gorgers is they could 1v1 anything, but they would take damage for it, usually. So, if you ran a 5,000 gold cavalry into them, I made that up, but they would probably kill that cavalry just somehow because they're a stat stick. But if you ran 300 gold something into them, they would kill that thing. But they take a lot of damage from both situations. So I didn't have a lot of problem with Gorgers of throwing something cheap at them, shooting them with archers, and then, yeah, they killed my Peasant Horseman, or they killed my Peasant Longspear, or they killed my, even if we're not just talking about Cathay, if they killed my Blue Horror of Tzeentch, well, it's getting shot by 4 other Blue Horrors, or Peasant Archers, or Kossars with spears. So Kislev backline had archers that could have anti-large too, which of course you would take versus ogres because Kossars with spears are good against everything on the ogre roster pretty much. They also defend themselves from saber tusks. So this on the land battles, in my opinion, Gorgers really struggled because the objective had changed, where they excelled at killing melee units, which is great in domination when melee units are standing on the point waiting to be fucking ganked. But when the Gorgers' objective all of a sudden wasn't kill the front line and secure a point and then disappear back into the wild blue yonder to get another sneak attack somewhere else, when the Gorgers' purpose was to try and get to the back line and kill it, they really struggled versus a lot of the land battle factions, in my opinion. And now that, so when they were OP, which they were too strong stat-wise, but their battlefield function in a land battle wasn't very good. They were okay, because they were OP at a bad thing to do. And then their stats got nerfed for domination mode, which it should have. And then it's like, well, now you have a bad battlefield roll and a bad stat line. So what's your point in land battles? And what I mean by battlefield roll is Gorgers were excellent at cropping your front line. Which, okay. Doesn't matter against a lot of the factions, It's like, yeah, their front line's there to get crumped. Meanwhile, you spent 1,100 gold per Gorger to sprint into my front line and get shot. And it's like, yeah, you killed the armored Kossars, or yeah, you killed the Jade Warriors, or yeah, you killed the Peasant Longspearmen, or yeah, you killed the Khorne Warriors, but what did it cost you? That's my point. Fresh rat recruit tournament soon. I have tried to do a noob tourney but turnout is low. Alright. Cool. So I'm back. I didn't really talk about the armies because we're literally just doing a replay of the last game, so it's same exact armies we saw last time. Now, the Skull Crushers of Khorne can do a lot of work that we saw, and someone in chat, maybe Matthew B969, not sure. Someone said the Skull Crushers engaging a little bit early ahead of the rest of the army did get them killed in the start, where that Heart of Winter and Bear Cav collapsed on them. So Dr. will only care for that the second time around. You loved the Volkmar vid? Thank you. We will see Tomb Kings today? Seems unlikely. Again, Zep is trying to cycle charge with his light cav, and this time the Herald of Khorne blocks in the Patriarch, and this could be a big collapse if the Skull Crushers realize that that guy is stuck. Khorne warriors have incredible mass, and these Skull Crushers do need to be pulled up to fight the Patriarch, who is very, very entangled in Khorne warriors. It looks like the light cav the light war sleds are going to come back just to charge the Khorne warriors to get him out. But getting him out does mean the Skull Crushers get to countercharge, and they will take a good amount of damage on the way. Larry Man 100, yes. If we don't see Tomb King's hubby, I will owe you his soul, especially since it's a Warhammer 3 tournament. Oh, yeah, of course. Cultist of Khorne gets in there ahead of the rest of his army. He has taken about half his health and damage from ranged attacks while that was occurring, and the Chaos Warhounds are on the back line with Warbear Riders chasing them down. Fleshhounds are attacking Kossars with spears again, and this is a much more even collapse from Khorne the second time around. Skull Crushers are in here somewhere. They're both very healthy still. They're chasing off these light war sleds who are not having a good time getting bogged down. Herald of Khorne is fighting the Patriarch and the Ice Witch, and now the Warbears are pulled up. Decided that fighting Chaos Warhounds isn't worth their time. They instead need to be on the Skull Crushers, and they do excellent work there as long as they are getting buffs from Tor's Battle Helm and the healing. Streltsy being eaten alive by dogs. Khorne is much closer on the balance of power this time. He's ahead on the balance of power, close to the damage values this time around. As the front line, not entirely sure how it's going. It's confusing to look at. Khorne warriors are getting a little bit low, but so are the Kossars, and the Streltsy and the back line are not having a good time at all. Honestly, that's a terrible rule that you cannot use terrain. It prevents like corner camping and some pretty unfun things to deal with. Streltsy trying to fire, but as their box is collapsing around them, they don't really have great arcs of fire at this point. Skull Crushers of Khorne diving in onto these Kossars with spears. Where's the other one? Other one's over here, healthy and happy, living their best life. Meanwhile, the Chariots are both bogged down, mostly dead. Patriarch's fighting, Warbear Riders are fighting. Snow Leopard is going to deep summon soon. It's hard to tell where the Bloodletters of Khorne's summon went. It was definitely cast, so it must have faded by now, because that one's the real one. And I don't know what Kislev can do. Maybe if they have the Winds of Magic, get a nice Heart of Winter here, can bring him back into this game. But it does look like the Cultist and Herald of Khorne are teaming up on the Ice Witch, kicking your ass. And Snow Leopard Summon is now gone, so it's not nearby to help out with this single entity duel. Patriarch is stuck halfway across the battle from the Ice Witch. And even the Warbears are separated. It looks like they're chasing the Skull Crushers off, but they need to pile back in here and protect this Ice Witch, because she's kind of their only hope of clearing all this infantry in the late game, as the light war sleds are taken care of easily. The double nerfs was too much. Never liked the double nerfs. Yeah. No, Gorges are underpowered now. No argument there. I understood why they needed their first nerf. It wasn't for land battles, but they were oppressive in domination. Because another thing about the domination you have to consider is it's all about objectives. So if you have the Gorgers, your enemy has to play around the fact that you have an invisible 1,100 gold unit, or multiple of them, running somewhere, and they have to try and prep a defense, and most factions are slow. Whereas a land battle, you know they have to come to you. Like, you know that they will eventually come fight you. So if you protect yourself, that's fine. You're covering less surface area, right? Gorges were tough because it was really hard to make a decision when you're like, out there somewhere is 3,300 invisible gold that could appear at any moment and fuck up a control point. Oh, and it heals itself. Yeah. But this is looking over. The second time around, Khorne is going to win. Warbear Riders taking care of the Skull Crushers on the far side. But I don't think that is going to be enough. Patriarch did survive, so the Warbear still gets some healing. But there's so much infantry left. So much. Is it a box? The Kislev formation, I guess, was... You could consider it a box, but it was just ranged units protecting ranged units, so... Eh. How much storage space should a gaming PC have? At least 1 terabyte SSD. Yeah, Daniel, that's fair. I have a 1 terabyte SSD, and then I have a 2 terabyte, like, external hard drive for storing random shit. That was a misrepresentation. That wasn't chronocapping on the actual white line. That was using a genuine terrain for tactical advantage. White line was irrelevant. Yeah, Matthew, I agree. Like, that is definitely an argument to make. It's just the rules are the rules we're given, and no rules are going to be perfect. So, because there is an argument that, like, if there wasn't this invisible white line, Dactyr could walk up around this cliff, right? He could walk off into infinity when it eventually comes down over there and flank his opponent that way. But the white line stops him from going on top of the cliffs. So there's an arbitrary limit. So then treating the cliff as the side of the map. That's an easier way to think about it, is like your distance from the side of the map rather than distance from the physical white line. But it is tough, because you have to make rules for every map that exists, not in, like, oh, when you're playing on, when the Warhammer 2 maps get added, let's say, it's not like Carrick Bufdar gets to have different rules than the Bloodfen. It's not that Cursed Marshes gets to have different rules than the Forest of Shadows. It's like, the people who make the rules for land battles, so everybody's playing under the same understanding of stuff, they do their best with a complicated set of variables. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. That's why I try to build a culture around the Vermin League of, like, just do your best and try to be respectful of everybody. Yep, Llama, I see it. I see it. You can just enter 1-0. That's fine. I checked your Discord. Yeah. You're good. But Matthew B969? Yeah. I would agree. And that's what, like, I try to do whenever you watch me. If there's, like, if you watch me play the games instead of when I just cast. Usually if there's a rule break, I assess whether or not it impacted what happened in the game. And then if it didn't, I'll just tell my opponent. I'll be like, hey, you technically broke this rule, so you don't break it again, just so you know. But I don't think it mattered. Like, there was a time... I mean, there's a lot of rule breaks over the years because it's easy to fucking break the rules. But I remember someone on Kislev had brought 14 ranged units against me, and you're limited to 12, I think. Or it's 16, you're limited to 14, I honestly forget now that I'm talking about it. Pretty sure it's 12. Yeah, it's 12. So they brought like 14. But it's easy to forget when the game first came out that armored Kossars have those pistols, because it's not something you're used to thinking about. So they had 2 Streltsy, they had 5 Kossars with spears, then they had 3 Kossars, so that's 8, 10, and then they must have had 2 light war sleds, and they had 2 armored Kossars as a front line. Technically 14 ranged units. I lost the fucking game. But I lost the fucking game because at the time, I think I was Corner Nurgle, either or, I ended up in this gigantic blob, and I got Heart of Winter down, and their Ice Witch got 4,000 value, and it's like, alright, they technically had too many ranged units, but that was not why I lost that game. Why I lost that game was 5 units ended up in a Heart of Winter, and that witch got 4,000 golds. I think that was a bigger problem. So, you know, after the game, you're just like, by the way, too many ranged units. Let's proceed. But I mean, I think there should be an exception when it's clear the flank wouldn't be possible at all, regardless of the white line. Otherwise, it's the point of having maps that aren't perfectly flat. Yeah. You make good points. You make good points. I'm not the one in charge of the rules, unfortunately. I just enforce them. And there's a lot of arguments for both sides. Give Undivided a shout out. Hey, shout out to you, Be'lakor. And that's it. Every combination of armies on every map should have their own tailored rule set. Now we're getting to the correct answers. Now we're getting to it. Yeah. Altar of Ultimate Darkness. Fuck that map. Because of ranged unit limit is probably the most understandable. All their units are hybrids. Yeah. Yep. I cannot name all the Warhammer 2 multiplayer maps. Though I can name an awful lot of the ones that you would use in tournaments. An awful lot. Warhammer 3, I'm still working on it, but Warhammer 2, usually when I do the tournament maps, I do them off the top of my head until, like, finals. Because then I start running out of names. But the pretty safe pool is, some people don't like some of them, so fuck them, but Altdorf Outskirts pretty good, Blood Pine Woods is pretty good, Eschen, Prague, Schwarzhofen, Shimmer Sword, Summer Song, Tower of Hoeth, Valley of Thieves, Mortis Wastes, The Lost Crater. The Ogham Shard I like, some people don't like it. MP Blue Ridge River is okay, but sometimes there's some rule breaky stuff, so I tend to avoid that one. MP Alpine Ridge is hated by a lot of people, but I overall think it's interesting and fun. Le Angui is hated by some people, but it's a good small map. There's Troll Country. Again, the white lines on that one get a little fudgy. Northern Chaos Waste, Central Chaos Waste, Southern Chaos Wastes are all pretty good. Carrick Asgal, Boofdar, and Ungor are all pretty good. Oakenhammer is like the safest map there ever was. Has a little bit of trees, but otherwise is flat. There's MP Crossroads if you want to get real fucking boring in there. Estalian Tomb, I personally didn't like ever, but it is a tournament viable map. And those are all of them I can rattle off the top of my head. Oh, the Pillar of Bone. Pillar of Bone exists. Turin loves that map. I actually didn't use it very much in my tournaments, but he did a lot. Lost Desert sucks. I think Lost Desert's a bad map. You should probably not use it. That's all I got off the top of my head. Oh, Galbaraz and Gorgazan. Thanks, Tian. I can't believe I forgot those. Second cup of tea down. Thankfully, we have a third. Blocker, go away. Oh, that's nameplates. Nameplates, stay there. I'm sorry I got rid of you. Blocker, go away. He's playable. You literally played him on Hubby Streets often. Oh, yeah, Be'lakor? Yeah. Yeah, Be'lakor's a cool model. So, Ogres versus Cathay. A tale as old as time, a song as old as rhyme, Beauty and the Beast, and it's double fucking Stonehorn. Zep is down 0-1, so he's going to try hard in this one, and we will see a Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw with fucking Troll Guts and Bone Crusher. Double Hunter, one of which has the stalk, I imagine. It's the one that's not in the trees. Other than that, it's an Ogre Bull / Ogre Bull with Iron Fist Rush. Noblars supporting them, a couple Saber Tusk packs in the very far back. For Cathay, very spread out ranged lines. I like it a lot, though this matchup is rather difficult. And I have not actually seen it on patch 1.2 yet with the double Stonehorns. Except I actually have seen it on 1.2 when I tried Crane Gunners against the Ogres, and that's when I learned Crane Gunners are only good against like infantry, not really monstrous infantry or single entities. So I think that might be a mistake. We'll see. They're still okay. You just have to make 1,200 gold back. But what Dactyr might win off of is the triple Iron Hail Gunners that do very, very well against the Hunters. I still, looking at this, my little Cathay heart thinks the Ogres are going to be triumphant. But we'll see. We'll see if the triple Iron Hail can deal with them. L'Angui was the best. Oh, Caradoc. Caradoc, do you even have Game 3? I have not seen you around at all, and we miss you. Eschen, MP Crossroads, Best Master, Total Warhammer 2. Ogres are the beauties. Yeah. Crane Gunners teeing off into the Iron Fists. Doesn't matter they have shields because they're a shield breaker. Ooh, the Shugi Lord of Yang is not in the air. Okay, she is much more gankable then, and I get a little concerned. Quick Jade Shield cast onto some Jade Warriors, and they do take a big charge to the face. Damage resist protecting them, though. There are no Noblars here yet. I'm worried Zep has overextended. Ogres are now just fighting without Noblar support, though I suppose these are not halberds, these aren't even peasant longspearmen, they're just Jade Warriors, so the Noblars aren't as critical. And Stonehorn's doing what Stonehorns do best, just disruption, stopping the Iron Hails from shooting them. The other Iron Hails have to adjust and try and stop him as he crushes back through the other one. Quick, is that a Troll Guts getting cast? No, but he needs one. He actually is about to break, so he's just getting focus fired. Troll Guts does get cast, but he is already routed and moving. But without the cannons for Cathay, the Ogres were not harassed a ton on the advance, and they are actually pushing through the front line rather effectively. Stonehorn's already on the back, disrupting one of the Crane Gunners. One of the Iron Hail Gunners was straight up attacked by Ogre Bulls before some Celestial Dragon Guard that didn't even notice were pulled up to kill off the Ogre Bulls. Iron Hail Gunners are still shooting at the Hunter, who is now trapped up in Peasant Horsemen, but he can walk through them easily enough. Ogres are getting through the front line. They need to get through the front line a lot quicker, though, or just ignore it and path through it, because they need to stop some of these Iron Hail Gunners from killing all the Stonehorns. Cathay is up about 2-1 in the damage value. Jade Warriors and Peasant Longspears being killed, but it is taking too long. And this Hunter also needs Troll Guts, but that is a rather expensive spell, and I don't think the Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw has it up quite yet. Jade Shield and Dragon Breath both getting thrown down, and the Saber Tusks get to the Crane Gunners before they are rampaged, and now they're trying to kill these guys. Even though these are the squishiest units in the game, the Saber Tusks are somehow still struggling to hit them. I don't know how that's possible. Alright, Saber Tusks, you just suck. It's official. Cathay has a bit of a mass rout going on. 2 of their Iron Hails are leaving, 1 of their Jezzails is leaving, and now if the Ogres can hold on, they will definitely win this game, because a lot of the Cathay carry potential has been shut down. The only problem is the Ogres aren't looking so hot. They've already lost about half or more of their army, depending on how much you value healing. And this last Stonehorn has shut down the last of the Crane Gunners, and the Iron Hails they're having a hard time shooting. Dragonblood Shugi Lord of Yang is sitting in the middle of Noblars, but they're Noblars, so that's the big official who cares of Total War Warhammer 3. That's 0 damage to you, 0 damage to your cousin, 0 damage to your cow. I forget what else Mushu says, but you get the point. One of the Hunters is almost healing capped. The other Hunter has received no healing at all. We'll just have to see how that goes. Extra ingredients, Stonehorn running around, disrupting more stuff, disruption, disruption, disruption. Hunter is not pathing on these Iron Hail Gunners, which he really needs to be. And what does Cathay have left? The Celestial Dragon Guard, that's about it. The Ogres have to use almost all their Winds of Magic on healing, and I 100% agree with that, as the Troll Guts comes in as we talk about that, but man, it would be nice to get a Bone Crush over here and slap down some of the Celestial Dragon Guard. And I'm kind of worried how many Ogre Bulls are fighting the Celestial Dragon Guard. You should definitely separate them out. Just leave the Celestial Dragon Guard with some Noblars for a bit, come back later, and use those Ogres to chase off stuff, because Ogres are stupid fast. They have 54 speed, which is nuts. And I think it's lore accurate. I don't think it's a bad thing they have 54 speed. I just am noting they have 54 speed. The Infinite Rampage bug strikes again as a Saber Tusk pack that barely even killed some Crane Gunners. Rampages off into infinity. We do get a Bone Crusher. It's going to do a lot of damage over here. I would have preferred it to be saved for the Celestial Dragon Guard, but damage is damage, and that is going to terror rout off some of these peasants, which is very nice. Stonehorn is effectively chasing off the Iron Hail Gunners and Crane Gunners. You can see now, without the ranged pressure, the Ogres are creeping back up in the damage value, but much more importantly, they're ahead on the balance of power, and I would agree, they're really destroying the Cathay front lines. That's the big part of this matchup, is just how good the frickin' Stonehorns are at shutting down any ranged pressure you have. And without it, the Cathay single entity dueling is abysmal. It always has been. The only thing you can bring is Sentinels, and even then they're kind of one of the worst single entity duelists in the game. They're okay at it, but like if they fight any other single entity duelist, they will probably lose. Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw realizes he's a bit overextended because the Shugi Lord of Yang is no slouch in combat, even though she's just on a horse and surrounded with Jade Warriors, she will be fine. And maybe the double Stonehorns are going to have to come in and bail him out because the Slaughtermaster is having a really tough time getting away from here. But you kind of have a catch-22. If you leave your Lord, he's going to get sniped, and without him you might lose. But if you don't keep chasing off these units, they might turn around and start shooting you again, and you might lose there. Thankfully, all of them are so wounded, they've lost a lot of models, and volume of fire is a huge part of Cathay's danger. Their individual shots aren't that damaging. Celestial Dragon Guard are almost dead. And at this point, I don't see what could beat the Ogres except for their Lord getting sniped out, which this Hunter needs to prevent. He needs to get in here. He needs to separate the Lord of Yang from his boss man, otherwise he's going to lose. Extra ingredients get popped on him. The Hunter does push back the Lord of Yang, and barely the Slaughtermaster's hanging on to his life. He needs to start running and really use that 54 speed. And the only thing that can follow him out is the Shugi Lord. And if she wants to 1v3 a Slaughtermaster and 2 Hunters, she's welcome to try. But it does not look like that'll be the call from the Ogres. They are going to stay in combat. Unfortunately, that means their Lord will rout, and that is also their source of healing. This pile of Ogres is trying to finish off the Celestial Dragon Guard, but it looks like they're being pulled over smartly to try and save their Lord, but now there are Peasant Horsemen following him off the map. Ooh, they're terror routing. Okay, maybe he can rally. I don't actually know if he'll rally if there's terror routing stuff next to him. I don't know if they count as routing or not. I don't know if I've ever run into that situation. Regardless, there are plenty of Peasant Horsemen around that can follow him, so these Hunters... The Hunters are insta-gooning down the Lord of Yang. So she's not on her flying mount, she can't run away, and she's getting murdered. But that's not important right now. You need to get back and secure your Slaughtermaster, who does just come back on his own. Hooray! Never mind. The Ogres win the game now. The only thing I was concerned about is these Hunters letting him die. But there's no way he dies now. Shugi Lord of Yang is dead. We are good to go. Nope, I couldn't save that. I wanted to save it and call it Cats. Stonehorn, 1,700 value, 2,400. Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw got about 600, but he was just some support. Sabertusks did jack fuck all. Ogre Bulls did okay. And Noblars did fine. Yang Lord did fine. Crane Gunners both struggled to get their value back, and that is also what I've noticed in this matchup. There was 2 Celestial Dragon Guard. Where was the other one? What happened to it? Apparently it died. But they both got okay value. Anyway, the Crane Gunners, I've noticed they have a hard time getting their value back in this matchup as well. Iron Hail Gunners did great. Peasant Horsemen did their job, and Peasant Longspearmen did just fine as well. Okay, I have to go save that replay. Because I want to, in the future, watch those Sabertusks attack the Crane Gunners and see if there's a video there. Always watch for jank, ladies and gentlemen. Always watch for jank. Replays. Cats versus cranes. Done and done. Alright. Catching up with chat. Iron Hail's like 500, right? Yes, that is correct. Frontline seems pretty sparse for Cathay, Cuden. Well, clearly it was. So nice of CA to make a faction of the community means the Ogres. Training solo now because I missed the start of it. Well, if you want land battles, on our server we have the Vermin League, which is roughly like a dumbed down version of Ant Ladder, because Ant Ladder went to hybrid mode and then went to sleep. So, if you want to play some games, hop in there. Right now our issue is just not a lot of people playing games, so it's a volume problem, but oh well. Tian and Jeremy having a wink wink nudge nudge contest. Cuden pointing out the other Dragon Guard that I missed somewhere. Stonehorns are really flipping cool. They are. The Stonehorns are really flipping cool. I just wish they weren't broken. Regenerate itself. Troll Guts, I think the spell is just like named after trolls because they regen. I don't think literally casting the spell makes you into a troll. Why Cavalry still sucks? Please remind me. Cav is much better now, Daniel. The problem now isn't mechanics, it's stats. But I'll get back to that. I'm just going to finish catching up on chat. Matthew Coffin covered a lot of it. You wonder if Nurgle will get Bile Trolls? Maybe. Charging units are still janky. Models will stop right before collapsing and just walk in. Yeah. Cats versus Cranes is furry porn? No. Have to move them forward, then back, then they finally attack. Are you talking about your Cav Dactor or your ranged units? would be cool if they weren't best. They looked good. I like how the Stonehorns look. Because, well, I think they're ugly, but I think they're meant to be ugly. Anyway. For Daniel's sake. Let's move the blocker over here. And then talk about Cav. So for Cathay, the reason Cav, in most factions in the game, the reason Cav suck is either they have the Skull Crusher problem or they have the Jade Lancer problem. There's two problems. And they're much better after patch 1.2, don't get me wrong. And there are Cav that fill these roles in Warhammer 2. The problem is diversity. And the problem with Warhammer 3 right now is in general just diversity. It lacks it. And here are the two problems. You have Jade Lancers, which are very, very applicable to comparable, to Empire Knights. They're blockers. They're good blockers. They're high mass blockers. They're fine. They're great at blocking. They don't really kill that many things, but they do okay. Now you might say Empire Knights, when they flank some archers, do great work. Why don't Jade Lancers do that great work? Well, because this game doesn't have any fucking basic archers, all right? You have the Kislev Kossars with spears, which they have anti-large or Kossars, but like in that matchup, usually there's not a ton of Kossars for Jade Lancers to really go pounce on. But aside from that, Ogres don't have a ton of melee units you can jump on, and if they do, they're Nobblers, which just have so many fucking models it takes Cav forever to kill them off. And then all the demon factions want to rush, and none of them want to really shoot, except for Tzeentch, which his blue horrors are tankier than God. So it is doing the Jade Lancers. I'm Jade Lancer hater number one. All right, I'm the original hater, but I will say in their defense, there's nothing for them to flank and attack, so they're only good as blockers. And then the other problem is Warhammer 3 badass scaling, I guess, where it's like, oh man, we have to make Khorne single entities the biggest fucking baddest thing there is because they're melee demons, which is great, that's fine. But then also, you can't pin in Tzeentch with Jade Lancers for some reason. It's like, well, he's a big badass slippery bird thing. Can't pin him down. He's all changing his ways. Okay, that's fine too. All right, cool, good for you. What about Nurgle? Well, he has a Mortis engine and high armor, so Cav shouldn't surround him. Okay, yeah, you win that one, that's fine. Slaanesh you can actually kill because they're low armor. And then the Stonehorns are super big, as you just saw, and they can push through cavalry infinitely. So, like, then the Jade Lancers also suffer from, well, we're good armored blockers versus mass. Except for the mass that can path straight through us, like most of the chariots, for some godforsaken reason. And the big single entities, because these big single entities have to be the biggest and the baddest assest single entities ever. So that's the low-tier Cav problem. The high-tier Cav problem is the same problem that high-tier Cav had in Game 2. Like, that one hasn't changed. There's a reason you don't see the Royal Altdorf Griffites in every single matchup. There's a reason you don't see the Fireborn in every single matchup. Is because 1,600 gold to spend on one cavalry unit is a fucking lot for that thing to just get shot a couple times and die. That's the entire answer. So, like, Skull Crushers, Warbear Riders, they're good units. They're just too expensive, so it's very rare you could use a unit that expensive effectively. Warbear Riders are a little better off because their roster has so much healing in it for them, whereas Skull Crushers, I love that unit, but they've been struggling a bit for me recently because if they ever get caught, they're just fucked, and, like, Khorne has no healing for them, right? Nurgle has healing, but all of his Cav sucks ass. So. What up, Rusty? Going from Warhammer 2 to this is like going from a 5-star Italian Napoleon's restaurant to Little Caesars. The look of the Stonehorns is better than the Mammoths. Sorry, both bugged to hell and back. But the Cav was bugged even worse. Literally wouldn't listen to orders. Yeah. Okay, so you're talking about that last game. I see, Doctor. Hey, Rusty, how you doing? Tzeentch Lords cover themselves in more oil than all of Slaanesh. When the factions merge, Jade Cavalry 2 will be used more often. Jade Lancer, the Griffin Legion? The Griffin Legion just feels like they suck. Like, they definitely just feel terrible. That one is just a bad unit. I don't think all cavalry right now is bad, but the Griffin Legion actually is bad. Is Ogre's Cav good? The Mournfangs? Situational, but yeah, I've been having some fun with them. They're pretty fun, yeah. But Daniel, I 100% think that is correct. Once the other factions get added in, I think Cav will have a lot more use. It's just the factions in the game right now, there's not a lot of use for Cav. Most of them don't care if you flank them. Most of them, if you do flank them, their ranged assets either have more health than God or anti-large, and that's about it. And it's like, well, what does Cav do when everything's about a frontline fight or a single entity blob? So we're seeing Cathay versus Ogres now with the shoe on the other foot. For Zep's Cathay, we're going to have the Dragon-Blooded Shugi Lord of Yang up in the sky. We will have an Alchemist with Final Transmutation. I really don't like that spell, but to each their own. And then an Astromancer just for the Winds of Magic regen, it looks like. Yes. And the Harmony, etc. Ooh, I really don't like Might of Heaven and Earth either. I hate that spell. It's a bad spell. So there's 2 spells on the Cathay roster I don't like, but they have some good ones. And just because I don't like them doesn't mean they're useless. I just don't think they're effective. 2 Jade Lancers, try and block some stuff. 4 Iron Hail Gunners, double cannon, and a shitload of spears and halberds. I like this build a lot. The Jade Warriors with the shields and swords used last time, I've personally seen them struggle against ogres, and I really do like the halberds. Halberds, some people say they're overcosted, but they usually do work for me against the ogres, and I like it. Cannons are exceptionally effective at punishing ogre units on the front. Your traditional thought is to make them point at the Lord or at the Stonehorns, but they're actually pretty darn good against taking out just basic ogres. As we saw for last game, for Zep, when he was on the ogres, the Stonehorns did a lot of disruption, but the killing power actually had to come down to the ogres themselves. For Dactyr, we have double Saber-Tusk pack, double Stonehorn, one of which is stalking, one of which is hiding in the trees, Slaughtermaster of the Great Maw, a whole bunch of ogres, including ogre bulls with dual weapons and ogre bulls, and Noblars. So it is almost the exact same build, except some of the ogres are dual weapons instead of iron fists. Jade Lancers are running out to take a fight with some of the Saber-Tusks. They would win that fight, but there is an invisible Stonehorn that is not so invisible anymore. Quick little Dragon Breath. 2 of them have taken out 2 different Noblar units, which is pretty good. And just making sure there are no line issues to deal with. Iron Hail Gunners firing into the Ogre Bulls on their way in, but they will soon be redirected, I would hope, onto the Hunter, who is currently bogged down in Jade Lancers. But you can see if he is forced to, he can just path straight through them, and he is going. It slows him down, but not by a ton. And he is getting out of here. It looks like the Iron Hail Gunners now get orders to shoot him, but it is too little, and it is too late as they are getting shut down. Plus, that Cannon Strike ability is coming in from the Ogres. Meanwhile, Dactyr has slipped some Saber-Tusk packs back into the cannons. The cannons are now trying to move up away from them, but both sides have a little incursion of the Digo-Dagos. Jade Lancers are trying to hold off Ogres on the other side, and it looks like Cathay is up in the damage for now, but this is exactly the point in the game we worry about, and Dactyr was similarly far ahead earlier, and we saw what happened there. Cannons are mucked up, but the little Saber-Tusks are rampaging, which means they can't get orders to ignore these Peasant Long Spears. Could be a good thing for Cathay. Maybe. Iron Hail Gunners take a ton of damage from a charge from the Stonehorns, and the Ogre's front line is getting torn apart. This is the exact opposite of what we saw, where Dactyr nuked down Zep's Stonehorns right away, and they had to heal in the late game. Now Zep has nuked down Dactyr's front line, but the Stonehorns are largely uncontested in the backfield, so we have to see if Cathay can effectively push them off, which it looks so far like they are. There's a mass Ogre exodus right now, and the Shugi Lord of Yang does land on some random Ogres. It looks like she's trying to pin them in. Little Peasant Long Spears coming over, Iron Hail Gunners still teeing off. And where are the others? There were 4 Iron Hail Gunners. These ones are terror routing and very low. These ones are routing and very low. These guys are okay and safe, and the last one I think is in the middle of this pile. Jade Warriors with Halberds are spreading out a little bit too far for my liking. Jade Lancers should be repurposed onto these fleeing Ogres. Just keep them all running, since we know that they're really, Jade Lancers that is not very good at keeping the Stonehorns locked down, so they should just be used to rout off other units. Iron Hails, cannons, everything being pushed away by the double Stonehorns. Pretty interactive gameplay as Cathay goes up 2-1. Jade Warriors with Halberds are around, though. And in the late game, I mean, you still got to kill them all. Halberds do okay against large targets. Dragon-Blooded Shugi Lord of Yang is going to dive in behind this Hunter, take a little 1v1 with him that isn't exactly fair, as this cannon sings its last praises before it gets toppled over by a big dinosaur rhino mammoth monster thing. Crane Gunners are more expensive than cannons, feels bad. Makes sense. I've seen very few Hearth Seekers for that matter. What's Hearth Seekers? Are you talking about Heart Seekers? Yeah, the Slanesh Cav. They're more accurate and put out more shots than cannons. Why wouldn't it be more expensive? Of course you like it. It's a box. All right. This guy looks like he's getting troll guts. He is. And the ogre's army is almost entirely down to the 2 Stonehorns and Lord. Now, the Shugi Lord of Yang has landed and is dueling the Slaughtermaster, but she's going to want to get off the ground here. That's the advantage of the Flyer, is not that it makes her any better in melee combat, it's that you can choose your fights. So if you get stuck on the ground, we'll see this Dragonblooded Shugen and Lord of Yang get killed just as quickly as Dactor's Lord did last game. This Iron Hail Gunner is bravely holding on with 5 leadership and getting a little bit of poke damage in on the Hunter. The Final Transcaster is getting the melee as well. I haven't seen a big Final Trans out of her. Maybe there was one that nuked down the front line particularly well. Other than that, though, I think it's just the fact that these Stonehorns and the Lord have been kept so far apart that she can't find a great target for that Final Trans. Zep is focusing pretty hard on taking down the Ogre Lord, and Dactor will back out at that point. Yes, indeed. Astromancer got 1 value. I don't know how that's possible, but he did it. 80 on the Alchemist, so she did not cast a Final Trans. I should talk that spell, but it would do more than 80 value. Jade Lancers... Jade Warriors with Halberds. 2 paid for themselves, 2 did not, but it looks like they had plenty of health. Iron Hail Gunners were heavily focused down, but even then still paid for themselves, and I do think they are key to this matchup. Peasant Longspears did fine, and Jade Lancers did fine. Very spread out value. For the Ogres, Hunters both did pretty well. Slaughtermaster was supportive, but the focus down front line just got completely dumpstered, and it was all in the Stonehorns. If Ogres lose this, it's because they brought Stonehorns instead of Giants, and since no one's Chad enough to bring Giants, there's no way to prove me wrong. True. And Dactor saying they're having some issues with unit orders. That would not shock me. That is the Warhammer 3 experience. Ogres have Giants? They do. They do. Alright, now it's my turn to fight Zep. And I will. I'm going to put a blocker up because I feel like tryharding today. If I don't put a blocker up, it doesn't mean I'm throwing, but I don't know. I'm going to give this an honest shot. No excuses. And when that is the case, I like to put a blocker up so I can't tell myself later that that army was suspiciously perfect to counter mine. Maybe they stream sniped or yada yada. It's just put the blocker up. If I lose, I lose. I don't know. If you've ever played Civilization 4, you'll know that if you hit Control W, you can see the entire world and delete units and add your own. And when I played Civ 4, man, I would have to manually turn that off at the start of the game because I couldn't trust myself with it. Because if the AI ever fucked me, which they did, I would immediately Control W, delete as many units as I feel like was fair, quote unquote, and then re-enter the game and then kick their ass. And every time. And I would always regret doing it, but I just ruined so many campaigns that way. Because I'm not the type of person that if I know there's an exploit, I can avoid it. So I usually just try to ban myself from doing that. All right. I got to do a pick. We've seen a lot of Cathay today. I'll go Tzeentch to start it off. Though Zep could ban my Cathay in round 2. That's just something I'm going to have to accept. I'll go Tzeentch, ban... I'll ban Cathay. Tzeentch can have troubles there. Plenty of people have beaten me as Tzeentch when I play Cathay, but I don't know the other side of the matchup too well. My youngest daughter won the chess tournament at her school today. Thought I'd share while waiting for the next game. Jeremy, that is inappropriate information. That is inappropriate information. That is it. You're going in a timeout. No. I would if I could undo the timeout, but since I can't, I won't. But just so you know, the joke was there, that I kind of wanted to put you in a timeout for fun. Tzinch versus Shakizlev. That's the matchup. Do I have a build for this? And is it any good? I don't have a build for this. Which probably means none of them are very good. Okay. Sorry, I'm focusing. Jeremy calling me out. I will resist. Sorry again for not talking too much. Like I said, I'm gonna big sweaty try hard this. So I just need to think for a little bit. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Are those fine? I'm trying to decide between two units right now. I'll do this one. Seems good. Okay. Went with BRB, 2 minutes while you finish your build and reload. Okay. Zep will be right back. So I went with the Exalted Lord of Change because a lot of people have used him against me extremely effectively. Very, very, very effectively. And he's kind of better than Kairos in this specific instance because you need him as a caster, obviously. Goes without saying. But he's so much better of a melee combatant than Kairos is that in this matchup specifically, Kislev can get abused by the Lord of Change being so good in combat. So if I don't fuck up and get him caught and killed instantly or something, he can be crucial in late game. And then I take only Blue Fire as a spell. I consider taking the Infernal Gateway, but honestly, unless they have like a Zargard blob, well, even then, right? So I was thinking about taking it, and then I was thinking, nah, Blue Fire will be good for sniping out their Lord, and generally good against like Cav or Chariots or heroes and such. And if they have a Zargard blob, in which case Blue Fire wouldn't be good, the rest of my build, i.e. 2 pink horrors and 5 blue horrors, will be so good at just shooting whatever this dumb blob is that it's, in my view, I don't think it's worth taking a big AoE armored infantry clearing spell. Because Blue Fire still does okay there. So I'm going to walk up and shoot them. Is roughly the plan. And if they have a full shooty build, I do have some Forsaken and Spawn that'll do quite nicely. What's the speed on these? 44, 40 these. Okay, they're faster than the Blue Horrors. Great. I'll pair up these guys then, push them back. So you guys walk behind the Blue Horrors. And if they have a Chariot blob, I have Blue Fire, but I also have 2 Screamers. Screamers, since their buffs, have been really impressing me, so I need to work on them a little bit more and really figure out how good they are. But if they don't have a Chariot blob, I mean, they're still armor piercing, they're still flying units, so I can fly them behind some Streltsy or something and take them down. Is the thought. We'll see how it goes. I've tried Cav spamming this matchup because the Chaos Knights of Tzinch are particularly good cavalry models in this game, but I've noticed their lack of armor piercing, lack of anti-large. They're good at trapping the chariots, they aren't good at finishing them off or anything. And then they're expensive. If your opponent just archer spams, then they won't do anything. No final trans? Kiradog, dude, final trans in game 3 sucks. Like, I have had so many issues making it good. And I shouldn't say it sucks. It's just compared to Warhammer 2, where it was the ender of all things blob. In Warhammer 3, it's like, okay against blobs, but not particularly incredible. Okay, first things first, snipe that bitch. There is no Kislev Lord that likes getting hit with blue fire. Actually, wait, okay, Patriarch's on a mount. So I should shoot him, because foot characters are okay at dodging blue fire, but the mounts are not. Griffin Legions and shooting. I accept. Alright, he just gets into the woods as you cast. That's unfortunate. Yeah, too many of those hit the woods. I thought you'd be faster on the cast. Oh well. It's one blue fire. Okay, let's path away from the forest that we know has all the big spookies in it. And already I could throw another blue fire out. But I don't want to yet. I kind of only want to overcast it. I guess I could. Yeah, they're close enough. Let's see how much it does to a foot character. I feel like she's just going to get knocked over, but let's see. It did alright. It's alright, we take those. Okay. We're getting charged by a shitload of cav. Turn and shoot them. Turn and shoot them. And screamers, get ready to countercharge. I don't really have to worry about spawn and Forsaken countercharging if my whole plan is just to shoot them to death. Which it is. Alright, so now as they retreat, they're going to take a whole bunch of blue fire. Now Forsaken and spawn are just discouraging them from being bad, bad lads. Screamers, run around, you run around. And these guys, we do have Zargard. So let's just shoot the Streltsy real quick. You guys are taking a lot more damage than I would like. You guys go fight the Zargard. You guys retreat. You guys shoot that, except for you, go into melee. And these blue horrors can keep chasing that. Alright, blue horrors go. Forsaken and spawn go over there. Okay, run away from that. You go in there and attack her in melee. Okay. Throw that on that guy. Come over here, please. Blue fire's doing okay. You guys keep running around with Zargard for fun. Cycle charge that bitch. Let's see if we can kill her. Nope. Alright, get off the ground. Don't really want to deal with snow leopards. Summon. Cast that on her. Furies go over there. Cycle charger again, and maybe you'll kill her this time. You guys just go over here. Except for these blue horrors, turn and shoot. You really fucked up that cycle charge, didn't you, bud? Alright, just get back near. Get back near. Don't land. She's officially shattered. I'll dedicate one more blue fire to finishing her off for the debuff. You guys try to get out of here. Okay, Lord's dead. Rear charge this. Fun. You guys come over here. Charge this. You guys are doing great. You guys, what the hell is going on? Blue horrors back up a little bit. Pink horrors keep taking those Zargard on an epic adventure. And Zinch Lord run. Back up in the sky. Screamers up and around. How long does that fucking snow leopard last? 6 more seconds? Okay, I can deal with that. You keep running. You turn and fire. Furies keep fighting. I know you're gonna disappear soon. Alright, that guy's gone. Pink horrors, come here. You, come here. Hit him with your interactivity stick. You guys come here. You guys chase this. Fight that. You guys do that. You guys do that. You keep running from the Zargard. Did he enjoy the interactivity stick? That's all I want to know. Stop. You missed the charge again because you're a bit of a lummox. Screamers, come over here. Blue horse, fight that. You get back into the sky. Nice job. Hit him with the interactivity stick. How are you doing? You're doing great. You're kiting out those Zargard like a pro. The interactivity stick has worked yet again. And let's land on him, boys. Let's land on him! Krah! 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 Alright. He's unbreakable, so get back in the sky. Furies, go over here, deal with these chumps. You guys are fighting them, but they're unbreakable, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool mechanic that we all enjoy. Hit him with the interactivity stick. Oh, I need one more mana? There's one more mana. Interactive! Keep running. You better route, bitch. You better route! You slut monkey! Alright, Screamers, you're on chasing duty now. Chase him. Big boy, go over here. Right off this. Screamers, make sure he doesn't come back. Okay, you go fight the Streltsy, and now you see why we took a big fucking single entity. Because he's kind of important. He's nice for routing off everything. Alright. You go kill that. You get back up in the sky. Screamer's doing great. Wow, that did not do any damage. Okay. We have pink horrors running. What I think we do now is send our Lord of Change over there to give him a howdy do. Alright, pink horrors, defend yourselves! Pew 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 pew! Pew 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 pew! Pew pew pew! Pew pew pew! Rip in peace. Alright, you get over there, make sure they have something to say about that. You're still chasing off the Patriarch. Spawn are fighting forever. Okay, let's try this again. Yeah, that was a much better cast. Good job, lads. That's not where we want that bolt to change. Let's throw it down there. And it's looking a little doomed. It's looking a little doomed. But we'll see. Oh my god, you guys still had your Unbreakable passive? Fuck off. Everything else is routing except for my Screamers, which chased off the Patriarch. Neato. Go over there. Come on. Come on. Come on. That Kislev passive wears off eventually, don't it? Come on. Get out of here, you bastards. Get out of here, you bastards. Yeah, that's right. Fucking terror out off the map. Fuck you. Eat my ass. You better not route right at the edge of the map. I mean, not route, rally. Fuckers. They totally did. Turn to fire, turn to fire! Just fire. Don't regroup, just fire. Fire! No! No! Those bitches. Alright. Run away, because I have Screamers fulfilling the attacking rule. I'll pop that just because they're the only ranged units I have left, but... I have Screamers going, they're chasing things. Jukes. 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 Hit him in the mouth. Alright, Griffin Legion is running. I'll get this guy to go chase him. You guys keep kiting. Hit him in the face! And really hope they've used their Kislev passive by now, because otherwise we are big fucked. Chase the Streltsy. No, you're crumbling, and the Kossars didn't. Fuck. Alright. This is looking doomed. Pink Horrors are doing their absolute damnedest. Roar! Boop. Boop. Now I pretty much have to fight. I don't think I can kite away. In the rules, I don't think I can kite away with a multi-entity model while my single entity is fighting. It feels kind of scummy, so I'm just not going to do that. I think these Zargards still have their passive, so I don't think I can get rid of them. Which is unfortunate. I have no Winds of Magic left. It's pretty official. Okay. Well, these pink horrors are fucked. I'm at least gonna go over here, but I don't think I can kill all these Zargard. We'll see. Who messages me? How dare you? Let's try this again. Caca! Boop. Yeah, you better run. But I will get whittled down by Zargard, so I'm honestly just going to save us all some time and forfeit. Oh my god, that side charge did a lot of damage. Okay. Well, let's go attack these guys now and let that Kislev passive wear off. Maybe we got this? Maybe. Rawr! Rawr. Rawr. No. I don't think we got it. Because this guy still definitely has his passive and it'll whittle us down. Oh, terror route. That means I can chase you. I will chase you to the ends of the earth, random Zargard. Fuck you. Cannot escape me. I am Big Zinch Boy. Hey. Why are you attacking the one that is a part of the blob and not all of them that are safe and sound outside where you wouldn't get shanked to death? Run! 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 I have to stay in combat? Yeah, I always have to be charging somebody. And if they're all part of a blob, that means I have to stay on the ground. Fuck! Get on the ground. Anyway, if they're all in a blob, that means I have to stay in the blob, but as long as they're separated, I can pick the one that is not part of the group and kill that one. Alright. At this point, time to go kill this guy. Fuck you, full health Zargard. I need to pop his Kislev passive, and then switch targets. And then when the passive wears off, finish routing this guy. So, pop your stupid passive. Pop your stupid passive. Pop it! Pop your stupid passive! Yeah! 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 Actually, if they terror out, that would be pretty cool, because then they could drag me away from this other Zargard. Yeah! There's your stupid passive. So now fight the Zargard that isn't invincible. Not invincible, but unbreakable. Yeah! If those guys rally, that would actually be pretty nice. Because then I could go attack them without feeling like an asshole. Yeah! Rally. Rally. I've never wanted an enemy unit to rally before. Rally. Please. Please rally. If I ask you super nice, will you... Ooh. Ooh. Or they could route. Or they could route. Route. Come on. Come on. You haven't even terror routed in forever. Get out of here. Terror route. Take me out of this blob. Take me out. Go. 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 Come on. Take me out of the blob. Fucking Zargard. Acting like they're elite infantry or something. Just break. Get me out of here! I don't want to be in this blob anymore, please! Just break, you degenerate scum! Oh my god. They're invincible! Oh, yes, they broke! Okay, okay. I'm gonna stay here and attack this Zargard. I gotta give him some space, because I need to charge him. So, let them think they're getting away. Let them think they're getting away. Keep fighting for just a second. Alright, now go chase him down. Go, 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 go. Go, my big beautiful bird. Go, my big beautiful bird. Chase them. Escape your attackers for a brief moment. Maybe get your shields back, but that's unlikely because it takes a very long time now. Yes. Yes. I taste victory. I actually don't know if I taste victory. Play minus armor, plague rust, just good with your horrors to shoot after. Caradoc, that is a good point. You make a good point. Good thing my face buffered most of that blue fire of Zinj. Yeah. Fortunately, if you miss a blue fire too, it isn't a big deal since you can cast it probably 7 million times. Screamers will be your doom. They're working on it. Oh, he's getting shields back! Oh, he's getting shields back! Let's go. Lord of Change has insane balance of power, yeah. Okay, I'm chasing them forever. Got full shields. We got full shields, so I'm gonna go back here, and if this unit rallies, I'll use them as a cycle charge point. But otherwise, I have to stay in combat, so let's fucking do this. Bah. Bah. Alright, can this Exalted Lord of Change kill that Zargard? Or will this guy rally and give me a point? But I don't think he will. He's so close to the edge of the map, he's minus 12, we're fine. Alright. I now have my hands off the keyboard, and we wait. Because there's nothing else I can do now. Oh, he missed a lot of attacks in a row there. Yes, turn and fight the correct direction. Perfect. Knock them over. That'll save you some hits. No, you're facing the wrong direction again. Damn it. I'm obviously losing health. Are they? I haven't seen their health move in a while. 5,079. 4,900. Okay, they're getting poked. Slap. 4,900. 4,800. I do think I'm going to lose this. Doing about 100 per hit, but I'm getting ticked down. Being injured hurts. I would like to formally apologize for making you fall asleep. Yeah, how dare you, Zeb? How dare you? Okay. This is over. I'll concede. That was close, though. That was very close. I could have conceded a long time ago, but it was looking close whether or not I could actually finish that out with just the Exalted Lord of Change. Screamers didn't do anything, and that's fair, but he didn't have what they were brought for. They were just brought to deal with chariots and bears and stuff. But he didn't have any, so then Screamers were a little useless there, I'll admit. Griffin Legions, one of them did okay. I think that one paid for itself, that one didn't. Zargard did very well. Streltsy did fine. Cossars or Spears did fine. Oof baboof. And Zep gets a point. Well, that was technically correct, but 0-1 is still not how I'd like to phrase that. Zep's up. Map is Wastes of Corn. Surfing chicken, never mind, I'm raging. Zargard have too much melee defense for a Lord of Change, so I trusted. Yeah, they're pretty good. I was just wondering if I could cycle charge them with various routing units. The problem is a flying Lord cycle charge is like weird because sometimes they'll get a really big hit, and sometimes they'll just land in front of a unit and then not do a charge at all, which is what happened on that final charge, but I don't know if that would have changed the outcome. Cathay ban Corn. Cathay ban corn? Okay. I'll go Brogers. Do I want to go Brogers? Brogers or a Cathay mirror? I'll go Brogers. Double Stonehorn, baby. Let's go. The Broken Kingdoms. I need to check something on Cathay, though. Okay. Back to the Brokers. Oh, Hazel's mad. Hazel's the big mad. What is this? Okay. Okay. That. Oh, Zep's already ready. Okay. Nope. I spent too much money. Why do I have that unit? Get out of here. So we have this, we have these, we have them, we have those, we have some of this, a little bit of that. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, it's lovely. Oh, yeah, you love to see it. It's so good. That's probably too many of that. Alright, I like it. I didn't go double Stonehorn. Soul Grinders would be fine, no. Soul Grinders, Soul Crushers. Wait, Soul Crushers. Oh yeah, you did mean Soul Grinders. Soul Grinders could be good. I played a little bit with the Zinch Soul Grinders. Are you a fan of Gorgers in this matchup? No. Even before they were nerfed, I think Gorgers are bad in this matchup in land battles because of Peasant Long Spearmen. So, this build, in theory, we made it up on the fly, so I have no idea how this is going to go. But, in theory, from what I saw of Zep's build, that is super heavy against the Stonehorns, we're just going to outshoot him. So... yeah. We're just going to try and outshoot him. If I can take out the cannons, then he'll have the Iron Hail Gunners, which are short range and not great lines of sight, versus Ogres. Noblood Trappers do well against Jade Warriors with Halberds and Peasant Long Spearmen because neither of them are shielded. We do have some Ogres. And then I do have Saber Tusks, even though they suck, and then the Mornfang Crushers. Mornfang Cav with great weapons for the anti-large. And those guys are going to defend my ranged assets, namely the 3 Lead Belchers, so I should actually deploy where the Lead Belchers are, to be fair. But once Zep realizes that I'm trying to outshoot him, he's going to use his Jade Lancers offensively, so I do need to defend them. Pretty good. Which one are you? Okay, you're getting your own group. You, and then you, all of the Trappers, and then the actual front line. Let's go. That's 0 gold spend. That's not a 0 gold spend. I already lost. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. The idea is if he took the same build as last time, if I can use 3 Lead Belchers approaching through the trees to take out his 2 cannons, then I can kite him, because my Lead Belchers should have higher speed than anything he has besides his Cav. And if he uses his Cav Mornfang Cav with great weapons supported by Saber Tusks should take out the Cav pretty easily, is the thought. Though actually, now that being said, I should move some Ogres and Noblars over here to support that one. Because without the Mornfang Cav, the Saber Tusks are going to get fucking brutalized by Jade Lancers and Dragon-Blooded Shugi Lord of Yang, so don't really want to take that fight. As for the Cathay Cannons, I could see him deploying here, but he's probably deploying here. Which actually, splitting up my lead belches is not a good idea. That's not a good idea at all. Let's just not do that. So Saber Tusks, you all gather up with this. Group that up. And then we'll keep the lead belchers together. Yeah, because if he deploys over here, that lead belcher's never going to get there in time. Okay, so path up here. He deployed where I didn't exactly want him to go, but that's okay. It's okay. You guys get into the woods / get out of the way. Ouch. See if these lead belchers can get a free little sneaky hit in. I get one volley. It doesn't quite hit, but that's okay. Dodge, dodge, dodge! Okay, we'll try and do that. Ogres push up. Noblar trappers advance and hit those halberds. Meanwhile, the when do we eat boys need to move up on the grand cannons. Take that fight. You guys push up. You get out of my way. As the great weapons come in. Saber Tusks get in there. Lead Belchers get a quick burst off before I'm going to have you fall back real quick for your own safety. You guys pull back. Noblars get in there. Ogres get in there. Ogres get in there. Noblars pull back, and Ogres get in there. Oh, these Noblars are riding again instantly. You guys run up. You guys avoid the halberds and just act as like fast cav. Crumped down this entire area. That's pretty cool, and now we will raid and pillage to our heart's content. Meanwhile, cannons are shooting us, so let's fall back for now. Don't really feel like doing that. Maybe get a side shot over here. Maybe get a side shot over here, but mostly we are just going to rampage through. Rampage through. You guys go around. Oh, wait. Those are Jade Lancers? Yeah, you can pin them in. That's worth your time, at least. These two Noblars, shoot that. And the rest of these Ogres are going to get in here. Get this. You. Peasant long spears, none of that's really worth it. Those iron hails are getting fucked up. Let's just kill those guys. Okay. Lead Belchers are doing great. Let's see if we can get a free shot onto the Shugi Lord of Yang. See if she's ready for that shit. Meanwhile, everyone here gets some terror and some big boy muscles. Mornfang Crushers, get out of there. We've shut down a lot of their shooting, which is good. Okay. We're trying to shoot the big bad lady out of the air. It's not going great, but we're trying. Ogres are doing good. Give these guys a buff quick. Okay, Crushers try to catch her while she's on the ground. You turn around and fight. And use this here. But we still have a lot of lead belchers. Okay. Where do I want Dismember? here. Let's slow her down a little bit. God damn it. You guys try and get on that if you can. Lead Belchers are still trying to shoot the lady. And having a tough go. Okay. Killed that. Push up. Lead Belchers. Kill that. And they're having a whale of a time trying to shoot that flying lady. Wow, she's not even dodging. They're just missing everything. Oh my god. Lead Belchers, you're terrible. Okay, she's sitting still. Shoot her. She's sitting still. Shoot her. Are you fucking serious right now? Oh my god. There are so many opportunities you could have killed that lady. Alright, she's flying straight at you. Point blank shot? Point blank shot? No, nothing. Still just utter garbage. Jesus Christ. You need to kill her. You need to. Why are you so terrible? Why are you such shit? Turn and fire, please. Okay, she's on the ground. She's not even dodging. Please, for the love of God, just shoot her. Just shoot her so I get my lord back and they take a lord penalty. How are you hitting my lord more than her? How? How are you this dog shit? I am the utmost of disappointed. Alright, that's why I use double Stonehorn, is because the rest of the ogre roster sucks ass, I guess. They're so fucking bad. They're so fucking bad. They're so fucking bad. 400, 1,200, 605. And I gave them, like, every opportunity to succeed, and they just didn't. Oh my god, Lead Belchers are horseshit. They're utter garbage. Noblar Trappers are also kind of bad, though. I shouldn't use them. Fuck. I guess that's gonna just serve as an instructional video as why you only use double Stonehorn and you only be boring as dirt, is because the rest of this roster apparently sucks ass. That is so sad, dude. That is so sad. I got a heavy cav surround on his lord. Nothing. I sniped out his lord while I had two different ranged armor-piercing units shooting at his lord while she wasn't paying attention. Nothing. They either missed or she got hit with one and fluttered away from the rest. I had their lord pinned in by infantry and I told my ranged attacks to hit her. Nothing. They maybe did more friendly fire than actually hitting her. Okay? Very cool. Very, very, very cool. Very nice. Very sweet. Ah, Lead Belchers, you suck. Noblar Trappers, you're also not particularly great. I shouldn't have relied on you. But Lead Belchers, big disappointment. Damn it. I know why don't the... Sorry, I don't understand why the trappers don't have a short-turn net trap. No idea. Every Lead Belcher is canonically deaf due to broadside explosions in their hands. I did not know that. You Lead Belchers are related to the ogre who was on that Iron Blaster? Yeah. That's pretty funny. Giants and my boy Greasus would have definitely won this easy game, easy life. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. It was feeling good, though. Like, everything was going to plan until the Lead Belchers. So it was like, all right, I told you what the plan was. Initially, we're going to walk up and shoot the cannons. Sure, that didn't go perfectly. That's fine. You know what? That is fine. The Antistine Spire Artillery Bell is nice, too, but I don't have a micro for that. Oh, yeah. It's pretty good. Sorry, I need to coordinate where to get my next game, and then I'll talk to you in the downtime. So, find your tournament opponent. Raced versus Golden Floof. Can I spectate? And then at Jellyfish at Zep, you can play without me or wait, up to you. But I know it's getting late. But I will go watch Race and Golden Floof because they haven't gotten a game yet. Well, not a game. I haven't seen either of them on stream. So, yeah. Anyway, the thing I was going to say is, everything was going to plan. We got some ogres in, and we kind of used them as cavalry. We walked through, because his infantry line was a little thin. We walked through, and we disrupted all his ranged units. Perfect. The lead belchers could fire unopposed, and they did for a lot of the game. The problem is I didn't think they would suck ass. So it's like, all right, 3,000 gold worth of range. You're up. It's your time to shine. They're like, you got it, boss. I'm not going to fire. Timmy, why aren't you firing? I'm not going to fire. Please fire. I'm not going to fire. Joey, what are you doing? I'm missing, sir. Why are you missing? I'm missing, sir. What the fuck is wrong with you? Thomas, show him how it's done. I hit some guys. That's pretty good. Were they the guys I told you to shoot? No, they were our guys. Why are you shooting our guys? Sir, I have something to report. What guy who constantly missed? I hit some guys too. Were they our guys? They were our guys. Fuck you, guy in particular. Last guy, what are you doing? Oh yeah, you couldn't shoot because you couldn't see something? I can't see none. What about the lady up in the air? I could see her. Can you shoot her? No, she's too high up. What do you mean too high up? You have a gun. Oh yeah, that's right. Sir, I missed. Why did you miss? Alright, she flew straight up to you. She is right in front of you. Fire? Nah. Why? Turning. Turning's not that hard. You should really turn and fire at her. Nah. Why? I don't feel like it. Okay, we lose. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Hi, Llama. How are you doing? Llama sending me messages. Sending me stuff. Okay, so this shows me it's ... is what I'm trying to spectate. Got it? And I need a block. Yeah. And then I can update the thingies. So this is a semifinal. We may see the other semifinal. We may not. I told the players it's up to them whether they want to wait for the stream or not because it is getting late in European time. And we've been casting since the start of the tournament, so it's not like you guys are starved for content. It's not like the stream's going to be too short without the other semifinal. So it's up to them if they want to wait, or if they don't, I understand it. I'll catch them in finals. That's fine by me. But I did hop down to the bottom of the bracket, which I will show you for an update. Golden Floof and Raced. We have not been on the bottom of the bracket. We've been hanging out with me in the top. So we watched Zep and Dactor, then we watched me and Zep. So Zep has had plenty of time on the screen, and we think we should share the love. Raced versus Golden Floof. Probably favoring Raced. Golden Floof was a very, very promising new player to Warhammer 3. I do think they're quite good, but Raced has been grinding the shit out of it. And probably, out of the 4 players left, I would say Raced is favored to win the whole thing. My tier list would go, Raced would be my money bet. Jellyfish and Zep are both really good second place contenders, and I think Golden Floof is the underdog left here. So if Golden Floof beats Raced, I would bet on either person who wins the top side of the bracket to beat Golden Floof. And that's no hate, that is just power rankings. You can watch the last game with 2 bugs now. It's my opinion of the game after this game. Llama's upset. I feel that, Llama. I feel that. Alright, everything's updated, everything's good. I'm going to check in on chat. I think the train on this map didn't have the lead belchers. Also, when you fired at my lord, sometimes she had Jade Shield. True! True. Go watch Alfredino. Doesn't matter if he's a part of the tournament, just go watch him. Alright, I have to take a leak. BRB, it looks like we have a Kislev mirror, so maybe you should go take a leak too. It's beautiful outside. Still missing Warhammer 2 factions? Yeah, hopefully it'll get added soon. Not sure if Race scares me the most because I played versus him a lot. The other two since I've never played them. That's fair. Jellyfish was extremely good. Well, extremely might be an over-exaggeration because I don't think he's on the level of like Evenstar or Alfredino, but he was a top-tier player in Warhammer 2. And then Warhammer 3, the only reason I'm betting it Raced above him is because I've seen Raced play a shit ton of Warhammer 3, and I don't know if Dr. Jellyfish just knows the meta nearly as much as Raced does. Would be my betting. So that's why I put Raced above Jellyfish. But it's pretty close. I don't think anybody here is like a blowout favorite. If Golden Floof beat Raced right now, I wouldn't be like, oh my god! It'd be like, yeah, okay. That tracks. Still missing the Warhammer 2 factions? Yup. Yup. Kislev can lick my balls? That's a fair statement. It's a fair statement, Llama. Raced is ready. Golden Floof is ready. The Mirror of the Century is here. Alright. Get rid of the blocker. I did change the nameplates. Yes, I did. Hype. I'm trying to think what I could do with that ogre build. Because I like the concept. I like the concept of juking out your opponent. Because Stonehorns won't be OP forever, right? So I kind of want to have a backup plan. And also it's nice if your opponent over-prepares for the Stonehorns. You can do other stuff. Maybe if I just... Honestly, if I ditched the Lead Belchers and went for a harder rush with non-Stonehorn units, maybe that could have been good. But I worry they'll just pile up. Oh well. Those are thoughts for another day. You want to cover Kislev or Kislev? Haha, mirror jokes are still very funny. Double Snow Leopard, a Patriarch with the usual spells, the healing and the plus 40 melee attack aura. Is it plus 24? Is it 40 or 24? 40. Jesus Christ. Zarina Katarin. Actually, that is something I want to talk to you guys about, but I'll get back to it. Death Frost. Very interesting to take Death Frost. I think that spell might be garbage, but we'll see. Golden Floof taking it anyway. Other than that, Arcane Conduit and some of her abilities. Plus, we have Warbear Riders. Aside from that, triple Streltsy, double Armored Kossar, and a backline of Archers. Cool. For Raced, we have Kossars. I'll cover the single entities in a second. Triple Zargard, Kossar, Streltsy, Kossar, Streltsy. So a little bit of a different take. Some Winged Lancers, only one Snow Leopard, a Patriarch, the Zarina with Heart of Winter and Ice Breath, and one Heavy War Sled. So two very different takes on how to do this matchup. The thing I was going to mention is, does anybody else feel like this shit's gotten a little crazy? That like Khorne has a plus 40 melee attack aura, which is fine because they're Khorne and they have no magic. Like they need that. But then also there's a plus 40 melee attack aura on Tor's Battle Hymn. Doesn't one of the Slaanesh units have like a minus 40 melee attack and a minus 24 melee defense? I feel like compared to Warhammer 2, those numbers are insane. Like, they just... I don't know. We had the badassery conversation earlier. I feel a little similar about some of the buffs and debuffs, where all the buffs and debuffs just have to be so big and so badass and so bombastic that they're, like, ridiculously hard to balance, and that's probably why we keep seeing, like, Herald of Khorne instead of Scarbrand, and Patriarchs in every fucking game, because, like, a 40 melee attack aura is way too insane to not take on a cooldown with no limited charges. Like, that's... I don't know. The balancing on that just seems like... It's one of those things that a plus 40 melee attack aura seems so hard to balance around. The easier way is just to take away the 40 melee attack aura. Like, reduce it to, like, 20 or 16 or something. But 40 is stupidly high. Just my take. Kugat has a minus 40 melee attack bonus, and it's 2 use only. Yeah. And then there's the charge buff on the Patriarch. Yeah. There's just like... I don't know. All the numbers seem like they're jacked up, and then they're left scratching their heads like, why are single entities so broken? Well, all their buffs are stupid. Like, Stand Your Ground is directly ported from the other game. 24 melee defense. And yeah, 16 leadership, but it's on your lord. The 24 melee defense is way, like, less intense. This has a longer duration. Let's see, duration 25 seconds, and then the Zarina's duration 18 seconds. This one is almost half as effective in melee combat, lasts 7 seconds less, and has the same cooldown and the same range. And they're like, why is the Patriarch so good? Then there's the charge buff on the Patriarch, which basically does nothing. Yeah. The balancing just feels really fucked on those abilities. Quick little Ice Shard attack onto the Streltsy from Raced's Zarina. Interesting both players brought the Zarina. There must be something about her they really like in this matchup. Maybe it's the Stand Your Ground. Don't really know. The Ice Guard are also an interesting pick to me because it feels like either Chariots or Mass Ranged would do quite well against the Zargard. I suppose they have Silver Shields, but still. I don't know. I don't love them in this matchup. I like Golden Floof's overall build a bit more. And actually, I also like the Double Snow Leopard. I also really like the Warbear Riders. I like Golden Floof's build a lot. Here, I think he's going to do quite well. Race charged the heavy war sleds in, but the Patriarch and the Zarina are ready to meet him. He might pop the plus 40 melee attack buff, which all of a sudden makes Kossars have 73 melee attack. Which will do some significant poke damage, non-negligible. This is bad. Heart of Winter is going to hit 4-ish units as the Warbears try and get out of there. Thankfully, Golden Floof does notice it, and he is going to start pathing out. They probably won't take the full damage. As you can see, this Kossar's already out of it. This Kossar's getting close. I can't see the fucking circle because it's a snow map, but it's better than it was last patch, so I'll take it, but still, upsetty spaghetti. These Warbear Riders and Snow Leopards have to get something done quickly because they're not on the back line stopping the heavy war sleds. It looks like the Zarina and the Patriarch are left to that. The Zarina and the Patriarch being separated from their Warbears and Snow Leopards could be a big mistake if the Snow Leopards end up dying. But it could be a good thing if they end up killing the war sleds and then still have single entities left to go save. You can see this Snow Leopard is not enjoying being left alone whatsoever. And I thought the blue team had 2 Snow Leopards. Where's the other one? Did it already die? Oh, it might have already died. It's looking like it already died. Nope. There it is. There's the other Snow Leopard. I just missed it for a bit. So you have Warbears, Snow Leopards, and all that trying to fight the Patriarch and the Zarina. Never mind, the Warbears abandoned the frontline fight to instead go to the back line. It looks like they're trying to deal with the Winged Lancers and the Chariots. And I do think that's a mistake. Letting your Snow Leopards both fight the Zarina and the Patriarch and just get ganked is no good. No bueno. Race is up on the damage value. Bounce power is leaning in his favor as well. Sullyx, a Lullaby. What did I just see? How is Sullyx, a Lullaby hitting these heavy war sleds unless I was on drugs? And if I was on drugs, then my bad. But they are so far away from that Patriarch. I'll have to make sure I didn't see that correctly. Warbears are chasing off the Griffin Legion, doing good damage, but the Griffin Legion will outrun them pretty significantly, so the Warbears need to refocus. I liked originally when the Warbears were on top of the Zarina and the Patriarch. I think that's probably where they should have stayed. But Race's backline is entirely untouched, meaning the Warbears now, if they approach, they'll get shot by 2 Streltsy and 3 or 4 archers. And that it would be a dead Warbear very quickly. I do think Race has got this. Because you're in a lose-lose situation. Either you fight the backline like this and let their backline shoot you, or you fight their backline and let their, mobile assets take out all of your range, then you'd lose anyway. Warbears are going to finish off the heavy war sleds, it looks like. Though they are still kind of just ramming their face into them and not actually completing attack animations. Which is a problem. Couple attacks. Still 2 out of 2 models. They've routed. Still 2 out of 2 models. You guys need to finish some attack animations rather than just walk with them. That would be nice. But they do not finish their attack animations. Instead, they just walk. Warbears are now piling into Streltsy, but there are plenty of archers to punish them, and I think the end of Golden Floof will be before our eyes before you know it. And Heart of Winter being a much better spell than Death Frost. I can just say that flat out. Why does a defensive ranged faction have a better melee attack buff than basically full melee Warhammer 2 rush factions like Beastmen and Orska? I don't know, Deadly Bunnies. I don't know. That might have been why I ranted about it. Because I might be upset. I just feel like that makes stacking things a little redundant because you feel why bother. It just makes the melee attack 90. Alright. Sorry. I was reading something. Thought it was important to this video. Llama and Extreme Strategy. Just saying. Hi. Okay. Heart of Winter kills off the last of the Warbears. That would have been brutal if it was a blue Heart of Winter, but we know she doesn't have it, so it can't be there. Bear and Bear violence must be unbearable for Urson to watch this. I think he's going to be okay. No! Damn it! Leaves the game without me, so I can't save it. Golden Floof. I hate to say it out loud, but he needed to be a little blobbier. Separating out his blob did not work very well unless you wanted to... Maybe sending the Snow Leopards after the Chariots and sending the Warbears plus your characters after their characters could have been okay. But the Snow Leopards lost the single entity fight, and the Warbears plus the characters were not fast enough to keep up with the Chariots. So actually, saying that out loud, I also like that idea better. The Snow Leopards are fast enough to keep up with the Chariots. Aside from that, Golden Floof played as well as he could have. Obviously, not having Heart of Winter was a huge problem for him. Zargard did good. Streltsy did awesome. I imagine these Cossars also got good value. They did. Winged Lancers did fine. Snow Leopard did fine. Patriarch and Zarina did fine. Zarina getting less value than I would have thought for those Heart of Winters. I thought they were pretty on point. Alright. I'll give Race a point. And then there was something I was going to do. Oh yeah, save that replay before I lose it. Got it. Okay. I'm back. I feel like it's quite one-sided. I guess they'll revise all the buffs and do Swarm 2 factions as they were balanced for large units, not ultra. Caradoc, I hope that's true, but what worries me is Stand Your Ground. The fact that Stand Your Ground is directly ported over from Warhammer 2 to this game makes me wonder if it is going to get rebalanced because, like, you know, that ability's the same unless they're going to change it. But I think it does really come back to that, what I was talking about earlier with the bigger and badassier, that they're like, oh, they're these crazy demons. They have to be bigger. They have to be more badass. They have to be all this. And like, I feel like the power creep just went out of control on them. And then we got stuck with massively overpowered single entities. And then everything else is overcosted. Because the Game 3 armies feel small compared to the Game 2 armies. Because everything's so fucking expensive. I don't know. Because think about this, right? What does Kislev have? The Griffin Legion are 1,200 gold. It's comparing them to Knights of the Blazing Sun for the Empire. Knights of the Blazing Sun are just way better. So I feel like that unit's overcosted. Most of the Khorne roster is overcosted. Except for the dogs. The dogs are actually good bang for your buck, but... like, the Skull Crushers of Khorne, I love that unit, but they're 1,800 gold. They're 1,800 gold. That unit has to outperform the Fireborn every single game. Wait, the Fireborn's less than that, right? Now I'm kind of blanking on it. Or are they 2,000? God, I don't remember how much the Fireborn cost. Regardless, they have to do so much with no healing. And it's brutal. I'm trying to think of the other Cav. Long Marauders are pretty good because they're flying cabs. They serve a niche. They're not the same as ground cab. Chaos Knights of Tzeentch are 1450. And they're good units. They're just not... Like, that's still really expensive. Alright, Khorne versus Tzeentch. Let's see it. Maybe you'll think that in Domination you are restricted with your units. You need stronger buffs. If that's true, that's really depressing. Because it's like... A lot of people have been curious how... Because we know they're balancing around Domination. Like, we know that. For now. And people have been curious how that'll affect the way they balance things. But... The shred of hope I can give you is on that fucking roadmap of theirs. They did say in 2023 they would be adding land battles back to quick battle, so it sounds like you could pick which one you're queuing up for. And in that case, then maybe they would balance around land battles again if it's part of their official ranked ladder. But I don't know. Alright. As Theorycraft in Game 2, starting army is 9,000 for Domination. They seem significantly larger. Skullcrusher's got 100 more than a Frostworm, and we know the Frostworm is OP. The Frostworm is OP. Khorne versus Tzeentch. First time seeing that today. And this Khorne build, I am nervous as hell. I do not think this is going to work, but we will see. We have a fucking Skull Cannon from Golden Floof. We have 4 Chaos Furies of Khorne. We have an Exalted Bloodthirster, double Gorbius Chariot of Khorne, a Cultist of Khorne on foot with his summon, and then 4 Chaos Warriors. I don't think this is going to work at all. I am very, very concerned. Because I have talked about it before. The Skull Cannon sucks ass. That thing is garbage. 12 ammo, even when it hits, it doesn't do very much damage. And in melee, it's the squishiest thing you ever did see. It fires onto some Chaos Knights of Tzeentch. Does a little bit of damage. Actually manages to take out one. Alright, go Skull Cannon, go. Proud of you, little buddy. Meanwhile, we have an Exalted Lord of Change of Tzeentch firing off some blue fire. 4 Forsaken, 4 Chaos Spawn, and 1 Blue Horror in the very far back. Khorne is advancing. The Gorbius Chariots, the biggest problem they're going to have is the Chaos Spawn, which is why they've struggled. Even with buffs, they could become an okay unit, but in so many matchups, there's going to be Chaos Spawn that'll stop you from rolling shop all over their front line. And in the Cathay matchup even, they just don't do enough damage. They're disruption pieces, but they don't do a lot of damage. I think Golden Floof was planning to have like a bunch of pink and blue horrors shooting at him. He's going to go disrupt him, but it's just not how this is going to go. Khorne piles in with 2 Chaos Furies and an Exalted Bloodthirster, all just trying to fight these Doom Knights and doing pretty good work of it. Also fighting with the Exalted Lord of Change. And more Chaos Furies of Khorne are going to loop in and come in from behind. This is not a metal caster, so they can't use Final Transmutation. Though if he did bring... Okay, he brought the Gateway. I wouldn't hate if he put the Gateway underneath this flying fight, because it does do damage to flying units. Not a lot of people know that, but it does. You think the Skull Cannon sucks, but it's a box-busting build. It doesn't suck as bad as you think. We'll see. I just don't believe in that thing. Doom Knights of Tzeentch are pushed off by the Chaos Furies. It looks like 2 Chaos Furies of Khorne were killed in the making of this film, but they did push off the Doom Knights, though they're terror routed. Are they actually routed or just terror routed? Don't know. And the last Fury is disintegrating. It's trying to hold on until that Doom Knight gets off the map, but knowing Furies, it's not going to. It's going to die at the last second and let the Doom Knights come back. Called it. Called it. You were all there, and you saw it. Khorne's a little bit behind. They're ahead on the gold damage value, but well, I guess the bounce power is even. I looked at it at first and thought it was going much worse for them than it was. We have a Bloodletter summon coming in to help against these Forsaken, and those Forsaken are getting chewed up. Chaos Spawn are still here. Other places where Bloodletters weren't summoned, it looks like the Forsaken spawn combos are doing a bit better. Gorbius Chariots are doing their best to do anything, and that's fair. That's fair. You can't expect them to do much more than that. Spawn aren't blocking up these Chariots as much as I would have thought. It does look like Golden Floof is managing to find them homes where they can push through and not get caught on spawn and killed, so that's pretty good. And now they're in the back doing what he originally wanted them to do, is disrupting the ranged units. Now there's only 1 ranged unit, but they're gonna do it, god damn it. And Khorne is collapsing down the front line. Looks like he won this engagement handily, so now he is moving some of his troops over. This is a summoned Bloodletter, though, so it will be going away soon. artificially inflating how the front line is going. The center breaks with one Chaos Warrior on its way out, and it looks like the Doom Knights are going to get a rear charge on a different one. And the Gorby's Chariot of Khorne does go a charge, but this time it finally hits some spawn and stops dead in its tracks. The other Gorby's Chariot is fighting that, and we have the Prismatic blah 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 Gateway. I think it's just the Infernal Gateway. I don't know why I was saying Prismatic. It's gonna friendly fire some Forsaken, but it's also gonna catch some Chaos Warriors and do not so much damage to both. That makes me think it wasn't overcast. It might have just been undercasted. Radiant Ash and their viewers just joined. Say hello. Hello. I didn't know you could do that. What is this? Is this the thing Hammond just keeps trying to get me to learn and I can't learn because I'm a dumb rat man? Well, welcome. Good to have you. Exalted Bloodthirster gets bombed by the Tzeentch Lord. The Tzeentch Lord is just going to cackle and run away. Meanwhile, Tzeentch has formed a deadly blob. And thankfully, Khorne can use their Winds of Magic to punish the blob with Pit of Oh, well, at least they can use Infernal. Oh, well, at least they can use a Pension. No, Burning Head. Oh, Flamestorm? No. They don't have magic. I'm very funny. Tzeentch is pulling ahead on the balance of power. Khorne is still ahead on the damage values, so we'll have to see how that goes. Gorby's Chariots have been doing more than I would have thought, and I'm very proud of them. Good job, Gorby's Chariots. Exalted Lord of Change is in a bit of a pickle. Got himself stuck between two single entities and now can't quite path out. He's trying to, and he will now start to fly away. I think he's faster than the Exalted Bloodthirster. No, Exalted Bloodthirster's faster. Okay. You better run, buddy boys. He summons some Chaos Furies to bail him out, and Doom Knights are flying in as well for some poke damage. But the ground force of Tzeentch is doing just fine. Forsaken and Spawn are now kicking the crap out of all the Chaos Warriors that are left, and this Gorby's Chariot that's chasing Forsaken off into the horizon probably has to come back around and say, how do you do to this Tzeentch blob? Exalted Bloodthirster comes back in. He will start fighting, but there's a full health Chaos Spawn in here. There's a half health one with 14 out of 16 models, and I don't see a lot left on the battlefield that can kill Chaos Spawn. Radiant Trash sends her regards. The regards have been received. Who is Radiant Trash? What games do they play? What do they do? Pitch! Pitch your pitch! Tell us! Oh, Nathan Carterus, why should we watch Radiant Trash? And that's not me doubting, that's me legitimately asking who this person is. Hey, Food for Me, have a great game. I salute you. And I hope you have a good one. If you have a link or something, let me know, and I will allow you to post it. I know YouTube doesn't like people posting links, but I generally don't care as long as you're not a Slaanesh bot. Slaanesh bots are not allowed to post links. Exalted Bloodthirster is in here. Something just crumbled away. I think it was the Fury summon from the Exalted Lord of Change. Golden Floof is still ahead on the damage value, but it doesn't look like that matters as the balance of power turns further away from Khorne to the favor of Tzeentch. Some Forsaken are coming back, but no one really cares what they think. And some Spawn are running off from Raced into the wilderness, which is definitely a mistake. I don't know how Khorne can punish that mistake, but it is a mistake. Radiant Ash. I think you're breaking the name in the wrong place. What's it supposed to be? The A is capital, that's why. Anyway. Bloodthirster's diving down. Just what can kill these Spawn? Nothing. Nothing. Chariots can't do it. Single entities can do it. It just takes them a long time. I'm bad at comprehension. I'm confused. I'm confused and alarmed, and I don't like any of you. Any of you. Oh, friendly fire? No. That would have been funny if they had actually microed the Exalted Bloodthirster beneath the enemy team. Skull Cannon's doing his best. He's been fighting. He's been trying to get ammo back. He's almost got 300 value. You said Radiant Tash earlier. Kind of sounded like trash. Oh, I meant to say Radiant Ash, because the A is capitalized, which is why I broke it up there. But all right. Just make me feel bad. Just because I'm a little stupid. Just because my little brain don't work so good, you gotta make fun of me. Oh. Jeremy, by the way, big fan of the Skull Cannon. This was Jeremy's pick. Jeremy said that the Skull Cannon would do great here, and Jeremy, this is on you. This is on you, Jeremy. You did this to us. She's an American-born Swiss Warhammer player, and she's awesome, and she's a fellow Skaven Lord. Ooh. A fellow Skaven Lord. Best faction. Can confirm. I wish them all the best. They said they're gonna go get food, so hopefully their food is good and not just moldy cheese. One spawn is dead. Thankfully, there's not 2 more units of spawn you have to grind through. That would be a disaster. That would be a disaster if there were 2 more spawn units moving in over there. Doom Knights are going to go fight the Exalted Bloodthirster, who is doing his very best to fight his way out of here, but he will die, and without him, I think the balance of power will shift significantly against Khorne. He's gone. Route there. Oh yeah, it thinks that the Skull Cannon can do stuff, so of course it still believes. 450. Jeremy, why would you convince Golden Floof to take the Skull Cannon? Why? Why? Do you have a secret vendetta against the Floof? Look at all those units landing on it. They fixed landing units, by the way. They're now perfect. Once again, reading compassion. I said the Skull Cannon was bad. I said the build in general wasn't a bad idea for busting his each box, you jackass. Yeah, sure. I understand the Skull Cannon sucks, but this very much looks like a block-busting build. Yeah, Jeremy, that's your exact quote. I understand the Skull Cannon sucks. Yeah. That's why it's your fault it's here. You said it was a great unit. Yeah. I don't see what part of this you're missing, Jeremy. Prophet of the Skull Cannon. Anyway, Spawn are going to kill this cultist. It's going to take him 55 years, but they'll do it. The Gorbeast chariots did very, very well. I was surprised with how well they did. Skull Cannon still sucked ass. We all kind of expected that. But, chariots did okay. Chariots did alright. Alright, Golden Floof, you win this round. You win this round. I accept your chariots. 1,050 value and 460. What? They were doing so much. Oh my god, dude. Oh, these chariots. You can micro them like a god and you still can't get their value back. Why? Skull Cannon 450. Chaos Warriors, mixed values, but overall pretty fine. And then the Chaos Furies got punked by Tzeentch. Exalted Bloodthirster also did really well. Exalted Lord of Change did fine. Doom Knights did fine. Spawn got wrecked, but they're more of a support and mass unit. Forsaken did okay. Not excellent. And yeah, that's that. I love how much less value Tzeentch got than Khorne and still won just because reasons. Samarick, you know what I'm missing? Every shot because I'm a Skull Cannon. That was the jankiest game I've ever played. I had like 10 times my guys just ran off to the corner of the map. Connor McGorban, were you Khorne or Tzeentch there? I'm confused. So race will advance. And Golden Floof will live in our hearts. And I don't know where Jellyfish and them are. Let's see if they're playing a game or not. Messages up, they're usually pretty quick to answer. I liked the chariots a lot. I was shocked they didn't get their value, but I did like them. Did anyone else lose sound or just you? Quick to answer. Just you, buddy. I turned the stream on for a second and I could hear myself, so it seemed fine. Okay. While we wait to figure out where our other semifinal is, I'm gonna see what this thing was. Because what I thought I saw was a chariot 700 miles away from the Patriarch getting a heal. Fuck it, let's do this. Jeremy, I love it. When are we hosting a noob tournament? I've tried, but signups were too low. Like, the noob tournament got like 7 or 8 signups, but the non-noob tournament got 3 or 4, so I had to combine them. But I like the idea of a noob tournament. Logic had a Shortbeard League for noobs, but recently he's been busy with other stuff, so he hasn't done it for a while. Okay. Death Frost on the chariots. So that's what Golden Flute brought that for. Interesting. Batman. So it was around here where I thought I saw it. He's popping Celiax a little by. So I think I was just hovering the wrong thing at the time in the heavy war sleds. I thought I saw the heavy war sleds got healing, but it wasn't. Okay. So there's no bug there. There is no content to be made from this. Filthy replay! Get it out of my sight! My god. Go away. And then you. Zep has not messaged me back, so I assume they started their series. I have no idea where they are in it. But once they're done with the game they're in, I'll see his message and invite me. Matthew Coffin, did you even want a Warhammer 3 tournament? I thought you wanted Warhammer 2 stuff. Oh, Zep. Nope, Llama. Oh, Llama wanted me to watch their bug game, that's right. Okay, cool. I'll finish this up quick. So, how did these Sabertusks get in here? Yum, 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 yum. Other Sabertusks. So, like, how do these guys do so little damage versus the Crane Gunners? Like, it looks like their animations are going off. They're just doing no damage. How are they missing so much? And again, you might say, yeah, they took out half health on that Crane Gunner. Why are you bitching? Because that Stonehorn just, like, one-shot him. But also, if you see a real dog unit, not the Sabertusk, but a real dog unit get on a Crane Gunner, it'll disintegrate. It's pretty wild. You meant a Warhammer 2 noob tournament? Maybe. Warhammer 2 is an old game, so it can be kind of hard. Game 3 at Llama. Llama wants us to watch this. I have no idea what bug he's talking about. I heard wizards have a lot of balance of power because the game counts them as having full winds of magic at all times. That is true, too bad to Micro. That is just a fact. Khorne gets screwed by balance of power and was wondering if that's a part of it. Probably. Yeah. Probably. Because Khorne's balance of power, as you're pointing out, it's always horrific. It is just terrible. I don't know why Khorne's balance of power is so abysmal. So Llama, if you're out there, can you give me a little bit of direction on what we're looking for? And it looks like there have been some developments, so I will get them to get us a lobby. At Raced, at Jelly. Host lobby. I will be there soon. Alright. Llama messaged me, what is it? Watch the Heroes and Chariots. I can do that. Chariots are vibing. Heroes are advancing. This guy gets kind of stuck. I don't know where the chariots are. Alright. That Patriarch is very much surrounded by halberds and he is getting fucked up. It's hard to watch both. They're everywhere. A little further. Okay. Heart of Wintercast. Chariots are running around. Chariots are running around. Patriarch's fucking dead. Chariots running around. Chariots are off to the side. They're fighting a cannon in melee, but they're not really getting anything done. And the Tsarina's running in. She's not getting a lot done. I'm confused. What bugs do you refer to, sir? I thought you said there were 2, so I already probably missed it. Patriarch? Yeah, he died. What about it? He was completely surrounded in halberds. What happened to him? Like, you couldn't path out of them, but Patriarchs have pretty bad mass. Like, they get stuck in a lot of stuff these days, which is probably for the best, judging by how powerful the Kislev Chariot Blob is. Alright. I'll review that more at a later date, but our finals is up. I think this was the one. I think this was Raced's lobby. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'll review that more at a further date and look for bugs or something. I didn't see anything glaringly obvious for the moment. So, yes, you are on my screen. Dr. Jellyfish did advance over Zep, and now we have Dr. Jellyfish versus Raced for the best of 3 finals. Very good. Yes. Patriarch just said he was busting his life and deciding you would stump in a mass of 125 as a mass of 2,300, which chariots, and I know they've been weakened, but this does not mean they're standing in front of cannons that are shooting of them. It's absurd. Yeah, chariots are really bad at attacking cannons because they just kind of walk up to the front of them and then sit there. I definitely saw that on the far side, what you're talking about, where the chariots charged a cannon and they just like hit it straight on and sat there. I'll probably make a video out of that one because it's pretty funny and easy to get the joke across. Son of the Mountains, a Dr. Jellyfish. Versus Race. Short name, no clan tag, just Race. I want to go grab a beverage, but I don't have anything easily drinkable besides water. Do I want water? No. I want something fizzy, but we don't have any fizzy liquids in the house. Except for tonic water, but making a tonic drink would take too much time. Cannons have a lot of weird interactions. Furies will attack the cannons and not the crew. After destruction, they become immovable obstacles that can trap units. Yes, they do, Too Bad to Micro. Yes, they do. I made a video about the Furies attacking that other thing, but come with me for a second. Horses and Cannons, a love story. There it is. In there in charge. But sir, what about the cannons? Sir, what about the cannons? Sir. Oh, excuse me, pardon me. Oh, the dead cows. Put some. Can we see the nefarious cannon trap? The cannons wanting to feast upon horse flesh. Put some delicious peanut butter between the 2 dead cows, and the horses, drawn to the dead cows, wanting to feast upon their innards, get stuck in the peanut butter, and then they cannot move. Now, over the next 150 years, the cannons will feast upon the horse's decaying corpse. True. There might potentially, possibly be a video coming out about that soon, sir. Cherry soda? I wish I had cherry soda. If I had played like I did in this match versus Dactyr, I've been out round 1. It was sad. Zep, listen to me. Listen to me. We all have bad days. Some of us are always bad. Void loss. Some of us are always trash players. Even star. And sometimes nobody's literally perfect except for me. So remember that. I'm good. Even star and void laws are bad. Bad at the game. If you remember that, you'll do fine. Looks like we have Ogres versus Cathay. I don't know how this matchup keeps happening all day. Especially if it's double Stonehorn. Because if it's double Stonehorn, I'm going to be upset. The only reason you would take this matchup, I think, is if you had some special plan to beat double Stonehorn as Cathay. Though I guess they have a standard build that can kind of beat it. It's just weird. There's other good matchups. It's not like this is the only one that's not super one-sided or something. Thanks, after this video I feel a bit better. Yeah, Llama, you're not alone. I had a game where I was playing Kislev versus Cathay, obviously, and my cav charge kind of got fucked up by the fact that cannons existed. World beater, second best to me, hell yeah. Aw, Tinder XXYZ, bro, just go to website and fuck girl. Thank you, Tinder XXYZ. That's very kind of you. Kind words. Kind words. And it looks like Jeremy, Prophet of the Skull Cannon, was on top of it. Insta-killed it. GG, well played. Get wrecked. I can tell you right now, if you're sick of seeing Ogres Cathay, you're in for a treat because this is not going to be what you expect it to be. Your girlfriend is... Yeah, this is going to be interesting. I'm excited. Iron Hail spam makes it slightly favored to Cathay, maybe. Zep, you know, Zep, I think Iron Hail spam is easily countered by Lead Belchers because I feel like they'll just shoot them, and then they'll just, if you try to fly out with your Lord, they'll just shoot your Lord, and if you try to use your cannons, they'll walk up through the forest and shoot your cannons. I feel like if somebody took 3 Lead Belchers against you, Zep, you'd be screwed, sir. And then they could kite you with Noblar Trappers that would do tons of damage, Zep, and you would be in trouble, Zep. Ew. And for anybody out of the joke, Zep knocked me out of the tournament when I took that build I just mentioned against him and lost. You definitely think Cathay favored now? I'm still suspect. I have a couple things as the Ogres I want to try. But double Stonehorn, when properly managed, is so hard to beat. Like, so hard to beat. I don't know. Because Dactyr was doing it earlier, and he was having issues with his units not obeying his orders, and it was still, like, a pretty close game. So. I think the... Ogres with dual weapons feel like a trap. I've never seen them do well. I think Iron Fist is a better way to go for the extra Ogres, if you're going to spend the money anyway. So what are you trying to say to Zep? I'm just trying to be a dick because he beat me in this matchup and I'm salty. Blech. Blech. Based on double Stonehorn build, I mean. Oh, okay. Yeah. It can be hard, though. There have been... I mean, we saw the double Stonehorn beat Cathay today, and Cathay knew it was coming. It's not winnable. Not unwinnable. Anyway, why I said you'd be interested is the Ogre build is exactly the same, but just hold on. So we have Ogre Bulls, Iron Fist, dual weapons, dual weapons, dual weapons, Ogre Bulls, and Iron Fist. So we have a bunch of Noblars, some of them Trappers, some of them not. We have 2 Saber-Tusk packs, we have a Slaughtermaster with the Great Maw, and Double Hunter. Yeah, no one cares about that. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is going on over here? We have Double Cannon, a bunch of Peasant Long Spearmen. I thought we had some Jade Warriors with Halberds. No, we have Celestial Dragon Guard, then Jade Warriors with Halberds, and then we have Zhao Ming, the mother fudging Iron Dragon, over here with Final Transmutation, Dragon Breath, Glittering Robe for Raced, and then his other abilities. Good for him. Warding Iron, Strength of Yang, yada yada yada. More Halberds and Spears, and then a Terracotta Sentinel. So a Terracotta Sentinel with no healing support. Zhao Ming is fucking out here. He's here. The fact that he's in a game at all is alarming to me. And they have Jade Warrior Crossman and 1 Iron Hail Gunner. This is a build. I mean, yeah, it's still a tiny Cathay box because you don't want the spooky ogres to get inside. But I don't know if this is going to work. I'm very excited to see if it will because I like Zhao Ming conceptually. He's just 3,000 gold of pure not Miao Ying. Ogres with dual weapons are garbage. They are. Matthew Coffin, I'm glad you survived Coffin. Their stats are okay, aren't they? He's splitting the army to make shutting down the artillery harder. I do see with Dash's choice of the Crane Gunners over cannons. Yeah, the Crane Gunners are unfortunately bad against the Ogres. Or not, yeah. Cannons murdering any sort of regular ogres. It's true. Is Glittering Robe that Hugh Hefner whore? Maybe. I don't know. I just work here. Neither of the hunters, it looks like, has the stalking ability. So they're both going to get shot on their way forward. Which is okay. The cannons do alright against Stonehorns. I prefer them... I said this before, but I prefer them to just shoot the Ogre Bowls and the Iron Fists and really cut down the Ogre's frontline capacity. But if you can hit the Hunters, it's nice. They're just going to probably dodge. Zhao Ming is 3k gold for not infinite mana. Yup. And Miao Ying, I feel like, has better spells. And she has healing. So I feel like Miao Ying is almost always a better choice. And she has a plus 24 melee attack aura that she can throw out, while Zhao Ming can throw out Woo 30% base weapon damage. I don't know. I think Miao Ying is just better than Zhao Ming in almost every way. Look at a human boy. Look at what Jellyfish is doing. Look at it. Is it a box? Oh, sorry. Raced. Yeah, we both made the same mistake. I think it's a box. You think it's a box? But it is a box. But the things within the box are different. And you know what? I'll take the little breadcrumbs of interesting material I can get. Also, there's a Bone Crusher coming in, but Race is on top of it. He immediately dodges like the MLG pro he is. And actually the Terracotta Sentinel gets hit by it, and it's pretty much dead, so GG. GG. Hubby, Zhao Ming is Chad. Zhao Ming is not Chad. Zhao Ming. Ooh, that one just did 9 on its own. Blows. Zhao Ming blows. It's there. It's on the landscape. Stop boxing, hubby. No, you! So Kthay is punishing the ogres for existing on this map, and that's fair. I would too. Ogres charge in. I don't like that at all. Dr. Jellyfish charging his ogres ahead of the Nobblers, so they charge straight into braced Jade Warriors with halberds, and you can see the charge reflect is getting the ogres completely fucked up. And everywhere that they are charging in front of their Noblars, they are getting murdered. Definitely brought the Noblars exactly to take the charge reflect off and then charge it with the ogres. Probably should do that. Hunter, one of them, has not been having a great time getting shot the entire advancement by cannons. And we have a big final transmutation coming in from Zhao Ming. Let's go. Let's do it. Big Final Trans plus the Troll Guts getting thrown down. Oh my god, Final Trans is doing so much damage. Look at how much damage Final Trans is doing. Oh my god, so much. Just all the damage. All of the damage. It hit like every good unit in the army. And he got 800 value minus whatever he's done already. Did I mention I don't like Final Trans? Because I don't. The one Iron Hail Gunner is compromised, then bombarded. Cool, cool. The ogres are in mass retreat. Bounce power is honestly almost an army losses territory as the ogres are getting slammarinoed. And Zhao Ming is the cause of it all. As by Norska winning all their games, Hubby Opinion is just wrong on everything? Of course. Of course. And it's not at all that the ogres might have made a big blunder by charging ahead of their Noblars and getting fucking shredded on the Jade Warriors with halberds. That has nothing to do with how this game is turning out, and it's clearly just I am wrong about things. Of course. Alright, Ogre Bulls fighting Jade Warriors with halberds. Again, they're going to lose that one, and I do think Jade Warriors with halberds are underrated in this matchup. Just because they can't kill the Stonehorns doesn't mean that they can't kill everything else besides Stonehorns. Nice little Dragon Breath attack from Race. It's going to hit 2 different Noblar units. And Zhao Ming is actually going to transform. We will get to see the Dragon Emperor, Lord, King, God himself. And, oh my god, the Ogre's Lord is routing. Never mind, this game's over. Does CA even compare spells? Like, AoE damage per Winds of Magic seems pretty easy to eyeball. Again, Hubby is proven wrong. Again, I'm proven wrong with what, sir? Tell me! What was I wrong about? Sir? That if the ogres charge ahead of their Noblars and get insta-fucking killed on some halberds, that might lead to their defeat? To their imminent death? As more cannons come in, boom, 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 a lot of boom, boom sticks go boom, boom, boom. the Black Eyed Peas would be proud because everybody's going boom boom pow. Zhao Ming still has not gotten his value back, even though he's been trashing on Stonehorns all game. Because Final Trance is a bad spell. I mean, it's a necessary spell. It's fine. It's fine. It's just not good. Something's happening. Master of Alchemy. I don't know if any of this matters anymore. Zhao Ming's trying to route these things. Somehow army losses hasn't happened yet, and I'm kind of alarmed that it hasn't. This Sentinel is still killing the Slaughtermaster, who, why can't he leave? What's stopping him from leaving right now? It's a cannon! It's his cannon! He's just stuck. I'm gonna die. He can't move. He can't move. He's just stuck forever. It's a permanent net. It's a permanent net. Yep, that was a game. That was a game that happened. We witnessed it. I am okay. I'm fine. It was just very, very silly to see that Lord rout and then literally get permanently netted in place next to a Terracotta Sentinel forever, and there was nothing Dr. Jellyfish could do about it. That was fucking brutal. I mean, the game was going poorly for him anyway. Because box go burr, but like still. That was so funny. And that one I know was real. The other replays I watched, I was like, there's not as much here for content as I thought. But that one, boom. Ogre Lord Watch. Okay. God damn, Joe Rogan. How's chat doing? Reason China won was because of Zhao Ming. Oh, true. Boom, boom, boom. Stonehorn Hunter wants you in his room. That's fair. The Slaughtermaster needs his mom to hold his hand. He's lost. After all, he's a big boy. Ogre stuck in cannon. You boom boy stuck in laugh. I did get the laugh bug where I got stuck forever. That was wild, because I wasn't watching it the whole time. The entire time I was watching it, he was stuck. I'm curious if he got stuck even earlier, and that's why the Terracotta Sentinel was just beating his ass, because he was sitting inside of a cannon. Oh my god. Slanesh was over here spending Winds of Magic to net you, and then spending their army ability to net you, and then spending an army ability to rampage you, and spending a Winds of Magic to rampage you so you can't control your lord. And over here, Cathay is just like, yo, my cannons can do that for free. They're cannons most of the time, and when they're dead, infinite net. For free. Oh boy. Cathay is my favorite faction, but I'm also kind of over it. No more Cathay today, please. We're good. What have we seen? We have not seen Nurgle all day. We have not seen Slanesh all day. Take that for what you will. It's not like those factions are bad or anything. Wink, wink. It's not like they're fucking garbage right now. Wink, wink, wink. It's not that in land battles, Slaanesh still can't do anything they want to do. Their chariots are still somehow the worst chariots in the game, even though they're the literal chariot faction. It's not like their spawn, even after receiving some buffs, are still probably the worst out of the 4 spawn. It's not like their basic infantry is one of the only demon infantry front lines that doesn't have any armor. Slash, the Nurgle ones like taking the damage because then it gives them their army ability. It's not like any of that is true. It's not like their lords are the only lords that can't just press through a blob and actually have mass and get caught. It's not like any of their lords have low armor so they get surrounded by basic things and then die. It's not like any of their lords are overpriced and not that fast, and their Winds of Magic abilities aren't as incredible as Tzeentch, Nurgle, or Khorne doesn't have any, so get fucked Khorne. It's not like any of that's true about Slaanesh, and therefore they're a great faction. Nurgle, I don't know, he's slow. It's like using the war wagons as walls. I've definitely seen that happen in an Empire game. Yee. I like it. Matthew Coffin sent us this gem. The Slaughtermaster, the last game. Man. Dude, if you're a part of my Discord, this is my favorite channel. Being fucking annoying about pets is great. We love all the pets that are posted here. And a lot of snakes. A lot of people posting snakes, which if you're not into snakes, I get that. But man, if you are into snakes, look at these snakes. These are some good snakes. Look at these snakes. These are some good snakes. They want a handshake, but they don't have any hands. Look at these cats. Look at these cats. This is my everyday. My everyday is wonderful people in my Discord sending me wonderful pictures of cute animals being cute. Look at that snake. Hey, another snake. Look at the snakes. A lot of snakes in this chat. There's a puppy and a kitty. There's a kitty. There's a sleepy kitty. Oh, he's sleeping on a little brush. Oh, he's brushing his little hairs. There's Son of the Mountain is an ogre clan who constantly sends me a bunch of raccoon things. A lot of raccoons. Pups. It's just, it's a glorious time. Get in here. Post your gosh darn pets. And Kari's here. How do I ban? How do I permaban? Get out of here. Nope, there it is. There it is. Permaban. Get him out of here. No, don't get him out of here. That's a lie. Samarick went to post something. I'm sure it's illegal. Some of those were my snakes. Well, my wife's snakes. Yeah, Jeremy. You post a lot of snakes. You and Zep, the Snake Masters. We have Cathay versus Kislev. I will say, this is one of the more interesting Cathay matchups these days. There's a lot of ways both sides can play it. I really like the Kislev Cav plus Infantry Rush. Chariots are alright, but cannons and crane gunners and long lords do a lot of damage to them. Been a big fan of Kossovite Dervishes, the 450 Cav for Kislev. They're really good here, especially if you just chuck them in after like cannons or something and rely on their Unbreakable for them to get their damage value. Though I suppose after the cannon bug fix, it's not as fucked when Unbreakable Cav just runs in and knocks out your cannons, because then they can get back on their thing. Samarick posted a rat mammoth, and I am confused and alarmed. I didn't know that was allowed. That seems illegal. In fact, it probably should be. Bum, 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 bum. What was I checking? I was checking something. I forget why. I don't know. Jellyfish is still working on his build. Maybe no, Nurgle is a good thing. Yeah, I don't miss Nurgle. I wish Nurgle was more fun. That's the thing that sucks about Nurgle. Is it's not that I'm happy Nurgle is gone, it's that I'm happy Nurgle's playstyle is gone, and that makes me the big sad. Because it's like, what elves have that playstyle that I hate? Which is fine, like, It's just a playstyle I don't enjoy, but it doesn't mean it should be kicked out of the game. But like Way Watcher Kite and all that shit, it's fucking annoying to play against. But then Wood Elves also have the Chad Rushes or Pike and Shot builds that are fine. So I don't hate Wood Elves all the time. There's some enjoyable Wood Elf games. Not a lot, but there are some. Nurgle doesn't have that. He has one playstyle and it's fucking abysmal. It's just a blob. It's a Mortis Engine blob. That's all it is. Alright, we're in. Let's go. I have an even better rat in the chat. Rat Florida. Oh god, Samarik. What is that? That is horrifying. In every way, shape, or form. Alright, if Kislev wins this, the stream ends. If Cathay wins it, we're going again. Wouldn't mind seeing Slanesh. Yeah, Slanesh is pretty fun to watch. They are, like, you're just throwing the game away, though, if you pick them against anybody besides the Ogres, so I can understand it. Wow. Zargard spam versus Cathay. I don't love it, especially if there are Crane Gunners, which there are. Okay, then we have the Tsarina with Heart of Winter and Ice Maiden's Kiss. We have a Patriarch on... Wow, he's on a horse, she's on a bear. Interesting. With... There's an extra one in there. We have the Daza Sung of Winter Sunlight. Okay. There's a couple interesting things about this build. 1 Heavy War Sled, and then 2 Kosovo Dervishes. That being said, I don't love the Kislev build. I don't love it. Ooh, yeah, there's 2 Crane Gunners. Those Crane Gunners are going to have a great time if they focus down the Zargard. For Cathay, Peasant Horseman, we have Dragon Blooded Shugi Lord of Yang with Jade Shield and Dragon Breath. Then we have an Astromancer on the ground with nothing, just his support items. I really, really enjoy Irena's Thunderbolt here. I kind of wish the Astromancer had it. 2 Jade Lancers along with the 2 Peasant Horsemen. We have 2 Crane Gunners, 1 Jade Warrior Crossman, a shit ton of Jade Warrior Halberds, plus Jade Warriors, plus Peasants, all in a nice little oval. Rarm on a bear. All of Slanesh, but even after the fixes on charge, they somehow seem not to work. I would agree. I would agree, sir. Somehow, Slanesh's chariots are the only chariots that have never had a moment in the sun. Kislev's chariots were too strong, and then got nerfed to fine / 2 weeks. 2 week, depending on how you feel about them. The Gorby's chariots of Khorne got buffed into being fine. They have a hard time getting damage out, but they're fine. And then Slanesh somehow, since the start of this game, even though they're the chariot faction, has always had dog shit chariots. I'll be stop boxing? No, you. No, you. Listen, I'm not the one who designed an entire faction around boxing. Oh, weird. This only works when a melee unit is right next to a ranged unit? Would that imply that maybe you should put your melee units right next to ranged units? Huh, well, what formation would that work in? Maybe, I don't know, a box of some kind? I wonder if boxing would help this entire faction's passive that you're paying for on literally every unit work better. That's weird. Wait, everyone who takes this faction just fucking boxes? Strange. I legitimately hope they remove Battle Harmony from the game. I do not think it is a healthy mechanic at all. Like, there's just nothing about it that I can see that's redeeming. It's just annoying. Alright, while they set up, I'm gonna look at this real quick, because what does the Yin one do? Leadership and reload skill, and then the Yang one is melee defense and leadership. So you make everything, you make any melee unit tankier, which is always super fun and interactive, and you make every ranged unit have better leadership. And again, tankier plus leadership, so both get leadership, but it's like, can I shock down? Like, of the 2 factions in this game that might have leadership issues, Cathay and Ogres, can I shock down Cathay? Not if they're boxing. Oh, good. So if they're uninteractive, they're even less interactive than usual. Great faction design. Excellent. A+. No problems, no notes. That's sarcasm. It's bad design. It's really bad design. All right. Dr. Jellyfish is a little close to the white line here. You can see these guys have a... Crane Gunners have a range of 275, and they go well over the white line. So, we'll see about that. This cav engagement's fine, though. You can engage against something that's sitting in the corner. So that one's unraced. That is no issues. And it looks like Dr. Jellyfish is now moving out of the corner a little bit, but he's still pretty fucking close. What's your range? 160? Nah, because there's no way, like, you could set up a flank here without that... without getting shot. The dervishes were legit to attack. I still don't know about this placement. Because look at, like, how much room he has to deploy where he could have deployed much more center than, like, right on the white line. That's pretty... close. He moved away a little bit. I don't know. We'll see if Raced has an issue with it. If not, then I won't bring it up. If the players don't particularly bother, then I won't bother. But I think if he contests it, then I would be hard-pressed not to give him the ruling, because it's, like, right fucking there. Advancing with the heavy war sleds is a bit of an issue. Gotta wait for all these infantry. They're moving up. So Kislev opting for a very slow approach. But if they're opting for that slow approach, I don't really know what's going on with these heavy war sleds, why they just opt to go out and get shot. They will pull back, they get some healing, they'll be okay, but it feels like free damage. Race did manage to get the Cosfight Dervishes out of the back corner. They took significant damage, but he did it. And where did all of Race's damage value come from? Looks like he somehow hit the Dragon-Blooded Shugi Lord of Yang. I'm guessing with the heavy war sleds? He doesn't have Death Frost. I don't know. So Kislev's advancing. They might get rear charged. Nah, these are just peasant horsemen. They're not going to do anything. Getting shot is tight. It's true. Crane Gunner is going to show that... damn it. What's the Faramir quote? Maybe it's time for the Blank of Gondor to show his qualities or something when he's holding the ring. Fuck. Well, whatever. The reference is gone. You get it. Lord of the Rings. Haha, very funny. Skaven box greater than Cathay box? At least you could break the Skaven box. Like, at least we don't get more leadership for standing around other Skaven. Crane Gunner is going to show their massive potential to kill armored infantry as they advance. Though they are currently shooting a little bit at the Tsarina. They're getting good poke in, but that's because she's sitting still. Now she's moving. You definitely should be focusing on other stuff, and you see they are. They are nuking down these Zargard and doing very good. Where's the rest of the Kislev force? Is that it? That is it, because all of these units are Zargard. All of them. So you have a 2,000 Lord, a 1,500-ish Patriarch, a 1,300 or 400 Heavy War Sled, and you have a bunch of 1,000 plus infantry. So yeah, that's most of your force. So dervishes are going to get caught out by peasant horsemen. They get caught sleeping a little bit while Raced pilots a lot of other things. And Jade Warriors get the Jade Shield. They get a bunch of damage resistance, and Heavy War Sleds really fail on their charge, get almost no damage, and now they start to path in to disrupt the Crane Gunners. And they will get some decent shots in here. As Peasant Horsemen arrive, but they'll be running straight through the Heart of Winter, upgraded, which is doing decent damage to them, but they'll path immediately through it, and it looks like a lot of units are running away. A little ambitious on the Heart of Winter. I generally don't like using it on units that aren't in combat at all, unless they're particularly blobbed up, because now you can see it's definitely on cooldown, but it would have been much better right here. So I do appreciate more patience with Hearts of Winter. The Zargard are here, though, and they're going to do excellently versus Peasant Long Spearmen and Jade Warriors with Halberds. These Zargard are fucking off to go fight Jade Lancers, which they'll never catch, so I don't know about that one. And a quick Ice Maiden's Kiss does a lot of damage to Peasant Long Spearmen. I disagree with a lot of what Kislev's done in this game, but now that they have made contact with the enemy, it looks like they are doing quite well. Cosfight Dervishes slipping in from the back. They're going to go get these Crane Gunners, and let's see how they do compared to the Saber Tusks we saw earlier. Saber Tusks who did almost no damage forever. It looks like the Dervishes strangely plow forward a whole bunch of them and then start doing damage. Okay, so they knocked a bunch over and didn't do damage for a while, but now they're killing him. Okay. Good for you. Zarina's going to go shut down the other Crane Gunner. Kislev is slightly behind on the balance of power, but they are catching up in the damage value. And, nasty Dragon Breath from Cathay. But that's not going to save these Crane Gunners as the unbreakable Cossack Dervishes keep fighting. Zarina, if she had a Heart of Winter, that would also be an excellent spot for it, but of course she does not at this juncture. The Zargard do somehow catch the Jade Lancers, and in melee combat they will win pretty significantly. Cav trying to cycle charge the Zargard is also not going very well for them. These guys have 90 armor apiece and 36 melee defense, so it would take an awful long time to get anything done there. And oh, is it the Heart of Winter? Oh, it is! Oh, it's so much damage! Oh, it's so much damage! Overtime. Alright, it's ramping up in damage. Everybody calm down. I know at first you're like, Human Boy, you're stupid. It's not doing that much damage. But now look at it. Now look at it. It's doing damage. Just... ugh. Ugh. All the critics out there. Alright, it's a lot of dead infantry. They did not have a brilliant, wonderful time. Race is now ahead on the damage value. Still dead even-ish in the balance of power, and Cavalry plus the Dragon-Blooded Lord Shugen, Lord, catches the heavy war sleds and actually takes out a model. All the rest path away. Zargard's great weapons get caught sleeping as Jade Lancers plow into their backside, Gigi. And that's good. Frostfang disrupts Jade Warrior Crossmen, stops them from shooting, while the Zargard with great weapons pile in for the kill. The Zarina is still chasing around the Crane Gunners. And with Cathay shooting all shut down and them right next to the edge of the map like this, the white line might actually be hurting them more than helping them, as anything that routes can easily be chased off with little effort. Is Zhao Ming in this game? No! Do you see Zhao Ming in this game? Sir, use your brain. Use your brain, Matthew Coffin. I'm definitely mad at you, and this isn't part of a bit, and this isn't a joke. This isn't me being silly to entertain you while we watch very interactive box content. This is all serious. This is real life. One thing Kislev is worried about is how frickin' low all of their troops are. No one looks good anymore except for their single entities. Ooh, yeah, there's one healthy Zargard. Okay, they're doing alright over there. Zarina's trying to rout off these Crane Gunners once and for all. She does manage to get a rout. And then, even while routing, they provide the yin and the yang buffs, so these Peasant Long Spearmen are hanging on by a thread just because the Crane Gunners are nearby and running away. Zargard chase off some stuff. Some horsemen run straight off the map. Peasant long spears are also getting the fuck out of here. Heavy war sleds are down to 2 models, and they're nowhere near their healing patriarch. They're near healing patriarch companion, who's currently trying to heal up some Zargard with great weapons. Don't hate that idea. That's pretty nice. You're welcome for the content. Larry Mad, you think you saw Zhao Ming in the woods? In the woods? Where? Let me see. Let me find him. Where is he? Oh, beneath this map is just space. Oh, wait, is that a space rock? Why is there a space rock down here? What the fuck? Did they start making a space map and said, never mind, fuck it, Total War? I don't know. Anyway. Sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I got distracted. Cathay's having a tough time. Zarina routs off some more people. Zargard with great weapons are fighting over here, but oh no, the Crane Gunners are allowed to come back. Will they ooh-woo or will they not? They're wooing. They're wooing super hard. Oh, they're kind of in a bit of a divot. I'm having a slightly hard time seeing. The Zarina's coming in on her bear. Arrgh. Arrgh. Well, that's terrifying. That was a pretty good animation, too. Alright, what's all routing? Everything? Everything. These Zargard are not having a good time, actually. The balance of power is extremely favoring Kislev. I think it's mostly because of these 2 single entities being healthy and the Patriarch can heal her up and stuff, but I think the balance of power is being a little ambitious. I mean, everything Kislev has is routing. Come on, now. Damage value is about equal, but we're going to get army losses pretty soon. Maybe even when these Crane Gunners go off the map with all that ammo. Maybe. More stuff gets chased. Jade Shield popped on these guys, but they rout, everybody routs. It's all over. It's all over. That's the rock where Sigmar lived in the Age of Sigmar. Yeah. Yeah. Shugi, Lord of Yang, got some values. No one cares. The Pew Pew Boys got some values. The other Pew Pew Boys got good values as well. Jade Lancers struggled. One did okay, but that's fine too. Jade Warriors did and the peasant long goes woof, and then the peasant sticks of mighty go boosh. You know? On the other side, the Tsarina went, and everybody died. The patriarch said, hey, don't die, and nobody died. Heavy war sleds went more and killed some people. Zargard went abachu and killed some people. And then the Kossovite dervishes. Yay. I feel like that was an accurate battle summary. I feel like I really wrapped that up nicely for everybody. So, Race did it. He won 2-0. He's our winner of today's Vermin League. Dr. Jellyfish came in second. Also an admirable performer. Went through some hard opponents. Good job, Dr. Jellyfish. Good job, Race. Now for the content everybody wants to see is what happened with that Ogre Lord. We're going to get to the bottom of this. We are. Getting Cathay versus Ogres. You should teach history, human boy? I thought about being a teacher. I thought about it. But then I realized that I don't have the personality, talent, skills, or social skills required to be a teacher. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. Apachoosh. Apachoosh. Those hunters are having a bad time. Slamity slam, fimmity fight, glorbity glorp. So this guy's way out here. How does a cannon model end up? He really ends up in the middle of a cannon. So the box is doing good. Our boy is here. He is pushed into the cannon by the. Yeah, he's been here the whole time. He's been here the whole time. That's wild. That's wild. There's something I also wanted to test, but I forget what it was. Oh, I remember what it was. Map setup, land battle, belly bluff. No, that one sucks ass. Let's go blasted lands, default funds. Great. Get rid of all this shit. Give me a boy of metal. Final trans and everything else is fine. You, Forsaken, just defend me. Somebody outside is very cool. I am extremely impressed with whoever that person outside is. Wow. I am so attracted to whoever's truck out there just went brrrr and was very loud and annoying. I loved it. I was a big, huge fan. Not the harpoon launcher because they won't come in here. Oh no. I miss old Final Trans. I miss the Final Trans that when you told your kids about it, they shook in fear and they couldn't fall asleep for the next week. I miss the Final Trans that, I swore I changed the map to that crater. Why are we on the shit map? Why am I always on the shit map when I do tests? Damn it. Whatever. Anyway, regardless. Oops. Hurt my friends. Truck nuts? Yeah. Matthew Coffin, Locks of Nurgle and Slanesh. Oh yeah, there was tons of Nurgle and Slanesh. Just so much. Okay. Get over here for the final transmutation of your lifetime. Boop, boop. Let them fight Forsaken. You fall back. And let's hit it. Don't you okay, at least you knocked me over so you didn't ruin literally everything. You worthless piece of garbage. Get over here. Whatever, fuck it. Fuck it! I don't even care. Oh, he is just ruining everything, you dog. You animal. Kiss my ass. Alright, final trans, let's go. Overcasted. Is it doing okay to that guy? I guess I got about 1,000 gold value when I hit 4 single entities with it. That's okay. Still don't love it. It did well against this guy. It didn't do that well against the Tyrant. Does armor matter? I'm actually curious. Does armor matter against the Final Trance? I don't know. Because the Tyrant didn't take nearly as much as that guy did. That guy had a bad day. Let's try again. Also, this stone horn that's kicking me around all the time can eat my ass. This would be undercasted. Of course it's going to suck then. Okay. Boop. Boop. My snoot is getting booped and I don't like it. My snoot is getting booped and I don't like it. No! No, my poor little snoot. What happened to their guy? I think I killed him. Good lord. He's just pushing me all over the fucking map. Can't do nothing about it. Final Trance did okay, though. Better than I had seen it do in a long time. Maybe there's hope. So who won? Race did. Race 2-0. It's not affected by armor. I see. Yeah, raced one. He took it. He took it all. Destroyed. Dr. Jellyfish, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, we got to see a lot of Cathay, a lot of ogres, some Kislev. No Slanesh, no Nurgle today. Literally none. A little bit of Khorne. But did Khorne win? Khorne won a rematch. Yeah. Hubby's so bad. Lost AI. Maybe. Maybe. Whenever I've taken Xiaoming with Final Trans, I've been a little underwhelmed. Particularly against the Stonehorns. Hey, Chits Rainbows. This is the end of a stream. Where I'm just kind of faffing about, trying to remember if there's anything I want to say. Khorne won 1, lost 1. He lost 2 if you count the replay. Oh, I remember what I was going to test. Hold on, I actually was going to test something. So, Belly Bluff. I swore I changed it to Blasted Lands, but okay. Blasted Lands, and then give these guys a Saber Tusk pack, and give myself... Actually, no, I don't trust the Ogre Kingdoms not to be dumbasses. You get to be Cathay, and you get a Lord Magistrate with no buffs. And a Crane Gunner. And then I get to be the Ogres and bring a fucking Saber Tusk. Second after a long brace satisfies me. Yeah, you did good, Dr. Jellyfish. You did good. Raced in with that weird build? What weird build? What happened? You almost won Nurgle today? Good, Llama. Merp, 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 merp. Yeah, they're doing okay. I think it was the side angle from before is why those dogs had such a hard time killing the Crane Gunners. Because they demolished them there. But in this replay, like, when the cats got onto the Crane Gunners, they just didn't do anything. Is it Rampage, do you think? Do you think Rampage has something to do with it? That, like, their stats get nerfed or something? Because I also made a video that literally no one watched, because I think YouTube took it down for some reason, and then I had to re-put it back up. But there was a time where cats chased a Kossar unit for legitimately, like, minutes. And couldn't finish them off. Saber Tusk pack coming in. Coming in, coming in, coming in, coming in, coming in, coming in. That one gets distracted. That one goes around. And then it runs in. And they get a nice enough charge. They're just not killing. They're like not hitting. They're just knocking them around. And this crane gunner's taking like no damage. That was very different than the test I just did. Like, they're getting the job done eventually, but it took them way longer. So it might be something to do with rampaging saber tusks. I don't know why, I don't know what, but they seem to just blow. Let's see if I can find that video nobody watched. How long does it take saber tusks to kill a defenseless lord? Yeah. Alright, we're gonna play a little game. One of these dogs is about to rampage into
Yeah, skip that shit, no one cares.
Dogs running around with the dogs, running around with the dogs. There's only 8 models left in. I mean, they're cats, I guess you shouldn't call them dogs. Cats are getting a little confused. 5 models left in, the cats are getting confused. Punch one over there, did he die? Nope, he didn't. He's gonna get back up. He's gonna get back up. The cats run around. The cats run around. The cats run around. Way too far for the targets they're chasing. Don't even need to stay near them at all. The cats are running around. They're rampaging, so the play can't get them back even if they wanted to. On the side, no smokers stuck on the cannons, and the cats, they can't join the fight either. We're down to 4 halberds. It's been 3 minutes. Back to fast forwarding as they run around, not doing much, but making sound. How many now? It's just 1. Been 4.5 minutes of them chasing these halberds. Half health capture. They couldn't be anywhere else doing anything else. Just going around this random guy. He has 22 health. He has 22 health. And they're running around. And they're running around. And all these cats are doing nothing except for the ones kind of near to him. And they're running around. And they're running around. And they're running around. It's been about 5 minutes or 4.5, depending on where you started. And army losses hit said that guy lived. The day where Halberd was alive. The whole freaking time. And it's just a great time to be alive today. I hate this game.
Yeah.
So it's like something to do with when saber tusks are rampaging, they just like stop doing damage, and I don't know why, but that does seem to be mildly consistent. The game does hate your saber tusks. Yeah, they really do. It seems a lot of sabers get stuck on other stuff. I think it is not a whole unit. What do you mean? I'm just confused. Because when they're not rampaging, the saber tusks do okay. Versus units that are standing around. But when they're rampaging, they all of a sudden just completely blow. And I don't know why. Oh well. Tests and stuff aside, I'm gonna go do some things around the house and be a productive human person. Thank you for joining me with the stream today. What was it, 3.5 hours? That's probably fine. If you enjoy the content, like and subscribe. If you don't enjoy the content, please subscribe anyway. If you hate hearing my voice, please subscribe anyway. If any subscribers leave, I will cry for hours, and nobody wants that. Saber tusks have similar stats to corn dogs for 700 less? What? There's no way. There's no way that's true. How? The corn dogs don't suck. The corn dogs are incredible. Why aren't the saber tusks incredible? Corn dogs have 5 less weapon strength, 2 less melee defense. The corn dogs have more leadership and they crumble. Wait. No. The corn dogs have more leadership. Yes. Corn dogs have more leadership and they crumble, so they just don't break. Corn dogs have more health, they have more charge bonus. They have physical resist and spell resist. Interesting. But like, the saber tusks have theoretically more weapon strength, but fleshhounds of corn are really good against Kislev chariots, and saber tusk packs are not. They're not good at all. I wonder if it's a mass thing. But they are routable. The corn dogs are AP and frenzy, I guess. Ooh, yeah, that's a big point. Did they have frenzy? No, corn dogs don't have frenzy. Unless I'm missing it. Corn dogs don't have frenzy. So what's the saber tusk pass AP? 25. Whereas the corn one, its ratio is 22. So their AP ratio is about the same. But the Saber-Tusk pack just does way less, in my experience. Which is one of those things where, like... 32 versus 32. So it's the same. It's the same entities. And it's a unit tier 1 versus a unit tier 2. But, like... I don't know. Saber-Tusks perform way worse than the Fleshhounds of Khorne in practice. So, I think it is something to do with, like, Rampage or a bug or something. Because, like, I only trust the actual unit cards so far. Because there's so many hidden stats that don't matter. Like, Gorby's Chariots versus Kislev Chariots. And Kislev Chariots are infinitely better in melee combat. And it's like, well, why is that? Because their mass affects their charge. That kind of thing. Or like spells. There are spells that say they do 1 non-armor piercing damage per second for 2 seconds. And then you use the spell, it's incredible. And there's a different spell that says, I do 750 armor piercing damage over 20, like, every second for a minute and a half, and I cost 1 wind's magic, and then you cast it, and it sucks ass. And you're like, alright, well, these numbers aren't adding up. I'm just going to go with the one that I use, and it's good. Could also be an Ammunition. Mass isn't hidden. Where is it? Where is the mass? I know it's on that, like, stats site. But it's not, like, present in front of you right now. But you know what I mean? With, like, the certain spells don't seem like they would be bad, but then they just are. I don't know. Hover on unit size. Mass 450. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. They both have 450 mass, though. Yeah. The unit count is the same. Mass 2,300. Mass 2,300. But this is what Llama was talking about in that replay they sent us. Was that, like, Patriarchs are 2,300 mass, but then they get stuck in, like, everything. And there are other units that are less mass or the same that can push out of infantry blobs, and Patriarchs just, like, can't. But I don't know, like, we're looking at Fleshhounds versus Saber-Tusks, and I just have literally no idea why Fleshhounds are so much better than Saber-Tusks. They cost 200 more gold, so they should be. But on paper, I don't see what's making them so good. But they just are. It's probably a combination of animation, magical attacks, and physical resist. Could be. Could be. Who do you think wins between them? If I give Khorne Fleshhounds versus my doggos. I mean, my Saber-Tusk pack. I bet you that in practice, the Saber-Tusk pack will win just because fuck you, and then in real games all the time, the Saber-Tusk pack loses. Because the reason I thought Fleshhounds would have much better stats is because of the performance in battles over time. Let's see if they'll extend past the Herald, because I don't really want to fight them. Okay, now I'll try. So the Fleshhounds are tearing him a new one. It's kind of surprising. I mean, the 20% physical resist is something. That is pretty good.
Master of butchery!
Boop boop.
Supreme butchery!
I wonder how much this will do. Not a lot.
Embrace the hunger!
Oh wow, they're really not gonna come back. Those dicks. Silly little saber tusks. Wait, like, what's going on with their backs? Are those... They have tusks growing out of their backs. That's gross. Why is that? Do we have a reason? Oh, they're not growing. They're, like, stapled to them. Ogres, what the fuck? That's fucked up. Ogres are mean. Ogres are bullies. They're like skin grafted. No, that one is growing out. Okay, so they are like, they do have tusks kind of growing out of them. Just some of them look really bad. What the fuck is going on with these models? There's like some where the tusks are growing out of them and some where the tusks are just placed next to them. Like, look at that one. That's not growing out of it. It's just like stapled to it. God damn it. My scroll speed is so goddamn high. Like, look at that one. The base isn't even in the animal it's supposedly growing out of. It's just got this like weird little flesh band-aid holding it on. Ogres ever think about piercing stuff through their skin? That's fair, but then, like, why are some of them growing out of the saber tusks and then some of them are piercings? I'm confused. Because there was one I definitely saw he had some growing out of him. Like that. Damn it. Oh, actually, that one, too. That one's not, like, a piercing. That's two different tusks growing directly out of it. Unless they, like, stabbed this thing. Like, it wasn't even a piercing. They just fucking stabbed it and left it in there. Which also seems stupid. I guess it just kind of looks stupid, is my point. I'm confused and it looks dumb. Bad. You're bad. Anyway, what were we doing? Oh yeah, watching this guy die. No, my Slaughtermaster, he dead. What up, Murphalurf? Small crying. Hi. 50% spell resist? Oh, yeah. That'd do it. That'd do it. When 2 units have the same stats, basically it goes a long way, misworded. Yeah. The Overlord has them too. It doesn't, like, I don't know. Is the difference like ogres stabbing themselves with tusks? And not even piercing. Like, I'm talking about like stabbing straight in and then just leaving it there. That's fine if you do it to yourself, but doing it to your cats, come on, man. This is kind of fucked up. I'm not about that. Piercings are different, right? Where it goes in and out. But like just stabbing something in and then leaving it there. That's mean. Murphalurf with the Warhammer 3 hate and the Warhammer 2 love. That's true. Kiara does not enjoy Warhammer 2 as much as 3, though, Murph. So, your clan has turned against you. You are wrong, old man. You are wrong. Granted, they only had like 2 on each model. Yeah. It's just weird. It's inconsistent. Like, if all of them looked like piercings, then I'd be more for it. But I literally needed someone in chat to explain to me what the fuck was going on, and that's not really good visual design. It's my opinion. Because it looked like half of those were growing out of them, and half of them were piercings. These are stylish these days. You have no bones through your skin. It's not just through your skin, though. Like I said, it's like stabbed straight into you. I don't know. It's different, right? Like... There's that guy. Who's that guy from The Simpsons? Hold on. Simpsons crusty assistant. So there's that guy. There's that guy in the background where he has like the bone through his hair. That's like a piercing, quote unquote. Like that's fine. I mean, it's his hair, not his skin. But imagine that is his skin. It goes through, and it's fine. I get the style. Now imagine you just slammed that bone into his forehead with one end sticking out and the other end is like embedded in his brain. That's how I feel about the fucking saber tusk, where it's like, what? That's not a piercing. You just stabbed your saber tusk and left it there. Like it's different. It's stupid. You're stupid. I don't know. That's how I feel. Simpsons was a weird show. Is this still going? I actually don't know. Alright, I shoot back to the actual stream. Hi, I'm back. Kiara's a ridiculous person with wackadoodle opinions. Even Kiara knows that. It's true. Alright, I'm leaving. I'm getting out of here. You all go have a good... You have a good life. Dr. Jellyfish, you played well today. Raced, you won it. Good job. End the tournament. Get out of here. Shoo.